can't tolerate subpar recordings because we are a successful podcast right now.
It's a 10K podcast right now.
There we go.
Fuck your quality is what 10K sounds like. I contributed nothing to this 10K, but I still sound like it.
Oh man.
You know, well, welcome back, Nats. Like it's been
Thanks,
way
man.
too long. How's your break from
Over a month,
us?
man. It's good. Look, yo, I thought we were gonna do. Are we still doing the intro? Fuck it, we're already going in.
This is
But
going.
Go
I just wanted to say, like, obviously it's been over a month, probably a month, I think, of me not being here. So I want to give you guys that energy that I have not been given. So I'm gonna try and beat this heat and be real present today. But also, I just want to say, guys, like, honestly, I need to applaud you because this is actually a really fucking amazing landmark. And like, whether or not we were like in the same thing together or not, I love just seeing like mates, like every time music friends and thing, and just like, cause it's this thing. I feel like I have the Nicole Miller effect, whereas like, you know, when I lead something, shit blows up.
Hey, bro.
You know what I mean?
You know. We have this thing. There's a theory that everything that Nats leaves or ignores, it blows up. And he left for like 5 episodes.
I'm the fucking problem. I'm toxic.
So do you want to tell?
You know that 10K right now is gonna be gone.
Do you want to tell the?
You're gonna lose all your followers.
Do you want to tell the story to Garcia and also for the people that are listening who haven't heard the story?
Yeah,
Of
well, OG
Nicole
people will
Miller?
know.
Maybe a quick
Probably
version.
not, 'cause there were episodes that they didn't know. But basically, not every, but most artists that I was supposed to work with or tried to work with, and then I didn't for whatever reason. Either I forgot, my ADD fucked me up, or I had a conflict with. They just blew up, like
People like
100,000 views.
people like Nicole Miller, who's
Yeah, that was one.
famous singer now.
Yeah.
Iggy Azalea, you mentioned, was one of
Whoa,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Wenji
Yeah.
is another person.
Wenji.
that you-
And now the
That's
cheat
just
coders.
And
Look at that Hall of
No.
Fame right there.
Oh, man.
Right up there with Iggy Azalea is
Did
the Cheat Coders podcast. You gotta love it.
can I just say, in speaking of Wenji, she is now Raya, Wraya. That's her new alter ego for singing.
Good timing because of the
Yeah, the new drop from Disney.
I'm gonna name myself
called-
Mr. Incredible.
Wenji the dragon wasn't working for her.
She's still doing children's content though. Maybe it's changed. That's why.
Yeah, she's still Wenji, but then her music's gonna be Raya.
Gotcha. Cool.
Okay, and that's,
But yeah,
there's something wrong
pretty
with
good.
your audio. It sounds like there's like horses like
Galloping through.
galloping through your. You sound like you're in Jumanji every time you
It's like
talk.
the Queen's birthday parade going on in the
I
background.
think it's the electric fan. Is that better?
Okay, that's better. Yeah.
much better.
Yeah.
Like,
You were going through like an emotional speech, but I thought you were like inside the volcano and you're gonna blow up.
an ice block right
Bro, is it really that hot right now?
I had a no. Okay, this is why I'm fucked because our apartment's facing the sun
North
at this
facing,
time.
right?
We live in front of a train, so I have to keep the window closed, or else you're gonna hear it every 2 minutes.
Right.
And it's just a hot box. There's no like ventilation in London. There's no. They don't prepare you for summer because it's all about winter.
Yep.
So yeah, I couldn't find my ice pack before. I had a frozen beef meat, and I was
So you're having some meat on your face the other time.
You like that
slab of meat on
You
my
like that
cheeks.
slab of meat.
Vegans are going crazy right now.
Damn. What's the temperature right now in London?
Lady Gaga up in here.
It's like 30, right?
22, which isn't bad, but indoors. It's
22, bro.
22, man.
No. I'm
First
saying
of
like
all, you came
outside-
from
it's not-
Australia, and
Yo,
second
yo,
of
yo.
all, you got Filipino
outside,
genes in you.
It's 22. Inside is probably like 40.
Yeah.
Because it's literally, I'm in a hot box.
You're in an
like, there's no
apartment, and
air.
it's like
and it's
green-
just
greenhouse.
sun, and I have to close it. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
hot.
like
But outside, it's fine. It's
Sounds
cool.
like
I was-
excuses. Maybe you should just sit this one out and watch us blow
Yo,
up.
yo, guys,
The
this
exhaust-
is just 10K standards. I'm just like, I can't podcast in these conditions.
Look at us. We're getting 10K followers and we're just thinking we're superstars. I'm going to
That's
get
what I love
myself a
about you guys,
personal
man.
assistant. Yo, Garcia, you looking for a job?
Yo, you're like crushing his dream. It's like, I thought I was already part of the thing.
You have to be part of the logo to be part of it. No, I'm just kidding. I'll add you onto the logo.
10K.
I'll draw you a
Yeah.
picture on the logo, so it's another drawn picture of Garcia. So eventually, it'll be us. This is the four horsemen of the podcast right now. We have us four. The people that want to listen and know about us is right here on the full podcast. Shout outs to you. I want to shout outs to the people that actually go from the TikTok, from the 1 minute videos that they get on TikTok to the actual full version.
Yeah, man.
Because
Nice.
it gets a bit wild in the full version.
Yeah.
While stuff is not on TikTok, it's right here on the full version.
Wait, you can't wait. The Four Horsemen that's got like a negative
Headless
kind of
horse.
thing, right? Like with the Bible, that's like they're evil. So maybe
Okay,
we should change it.
we're the four wise men
Well, considering like we're all,
going to Jesus. I was about to call him Jesus for some reason.
since like one of the things we got in common, like we're all filler, right? Brown skin.
You can't say filler,
We
bro,
could
because
say-
apparently no one else says
We're the
filler.
four tikbalang.
except
No,
for us.
we're the four brown foreskins.
Oh, we are the brown foreskin. But
Fuck.
if we're truly Filipino, that foreskin is non-existent.
Yeah, that's true.
So we are the four titis with
Jesus.
we're the four tules.
It's an effect.
What happened?
Dr. Revilia's children. Disney's children.
Destiny's children.
Tules children.
I was gonna take it back to the superstition stuff and say we're the four tikbalang.
Tikbalangs. What is a tikbalang?
Tikbalang is like a half man, half horse creature from Filipino
Oh, I
folklore.
thought that was like some porn shit.
Yeah, I know that's a mad porn star
They
name,
call
right?
that BBC, I think.
Hey, wait,
that's
just to
Filipino
toot our
porn
horn
star
just a
named
little bit
Tikbalang.
more, you guys. Just to toot the horn a little bit. I just went into the Captivate stats, and we have 64 unique listeners today and yesterday. That doesn't sound like a big number, but for a podcast, that's actually really
For just
fucking
yesterday
good.
and today, just for this for
Wait,
the
wait,
day.
Today-
live?
yesterday was
Like they're listening
68.
right now?
Not now,
Today
but
was
on the Spotify and the
But this
audio
isn't
podcast.
fucking views. This is like unique, as in
Yeah,
there's
different people.
64 people. That's a fucking good stat, man. That's
Love it,
like
man.
really. It's
totally
good.
love it.
Yeah, downloads today 81. Yesterday 80.
Boom.
Last 7 days 500. My God.
The TikTok stuff is like working
Yeah,
really
man.
well for
It's
us. man.
it's really driving it back to the thing. So
The thing is that I don't even promote the audio podcast on the TikTok, so they're actually searching out for it. So,
Yeah.
shout outs to you
That's
guys.
cool, man.
Shout outs to
Although
you guys.
I think it's the
when
best way to go, man.
When people ask about it on the podcast, because I've been trying to engage in the comments.
Nah, everyone just thinks you're just one big fan. Look at this guy. Because you have an afro on your freaking Instagram. I mean, your TikTok handle.
Yeah, it's true. It
So
doesn't even,
everybody, oh, look at this afro guy.
doesn't
It's
even look like me.
yeah, you're going to change it, eh?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna change it now. No, but yeah, I try to engage in the comments, and a lot of people say, they ask what the podcast is, and of course,
Yeah,
as if
where
you
can
wouldn't
they
know
find
from
it?
the name of the username. And I
do you
always say it's the Cheat Coders podcast, available on Spotify and all podcast streaming
Hey, man.
platforms.
Man,
There you
we
go.
got to treat our new listeners and our new viewers with some, with some guidance to our world, because it gets a bit different here, because the
Especially
vibe
after
that we
10K.
get now, the 10K vibe, whew,
Okay,
bro, it's different.
Can we talk about some of the comments that we've been getting?
now let's just talk about how successful we are.
I want to talk about some of the comments, right? One of the comments that we've been getting is when we say philo
Yeah.
on the podcast, and all of the Filipino Americans, they're like, what the fuck is philo?
You know what? I'm going to
Yeah,
start
that's-
calling Filipinos Pinos, just to annoy him even more.
And
So
like,
us
What do they-
Pinos over here.
What do they call them though?
they call them Philams.
Yeah.
Because
Because apparently
Filipino Americans.
they're the only ones that exist in the world, bro.
I doubt they would be calling each other, hey man, you're my fellow Philam.
Or like Pinoy and stuff like that. But see, I always thought it made sense to me that we say philos, because in Australia we abbreviate things. Like we say Macca's, we say Bottle-O. We abbreviate things. So saying philo is an abbreviation of Filipino.
Yeah.
But I also heard that philos comes from Phil Aussies,
Oz.
Filipino Aussies, Phil Oz.
I've never heard of that
Yeah,
one.
I don't know.
But you kept spreading that lie, and I was like, oh yeah, that's the truth. Because I've never heard of that one. I just thought it was
Fake
because
news,
like Australians
Phil-
are just super lazy,
Phil Oz.
and they would just turn everything to little abbreviations.
Yeah.
Phil Odds.
I've had Philo since high school, man. I remember
Yeah.
even like screen names. I had Philo 05, Philo Dragon,
Philo Pride.
Philo,
Philo
whatever,
Dragon.
Philo Pride with a Y, you know, like Deep Pride. So I don't know, man. I thought it was a universal thing.
Well, now we know. Now we know it's not universal at all. So
It's only
it seems to be just an Australian thing, which is, you know,
New
I
Zealanders
like it.
say it too, right? Well, not Maoris, but Philos in New Zealand. They say Philo as well.
I'm pretty sure they do. I think everything in the southern hemisphere says philo, and then everyone else.
It's that
That's
whole
what weird.
metric and fucking, you know.
You're gonna
the
blame
thing
it on
with-
metric system.
No. It's like America is like its own thing.
Yeah.
And if anyone else does anything different, it's like everyone else is wrong.
Oh, but I love the Americans, man, because like, you know, they're most of our demographic
our-
on TikTok. So I'm not going to say a
Garcia's-
bad word. This is C Garcia. If you want to cancel it,
It's
So that's
pretty dope.
9K now.
This is Garcia's for context for Nats. Garcia's goal since jumping on the podcast is to try to get
I'll
cancelled
try and get
as quickly as
cancelled.
possible.
Dude, this is like the reverse effect. I leave, it blows up. Garcia jumps on, it blows up from him trying to like destroy the podcast. It's like a reverse effect.
all right, let's start the show. Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to another episode of the Cheat Coders podcast. My name is Raph. This is episode number 155.
155.
And I am here with my usual suspects. To my right, we have Wild Thought. Oh, shit, wrong one. We have Wild Thought. Garcia. And we have also
Dawn, white Hungarian salami.
What's
Don doing stuff. And all the way in London town. Haven't been there for a long time. It's been a while. I feel like I've been super Australian without this guy. But now he is back. We have Nats Blazing.
That's
Yeah.
Pinoy rapper. That's
Hey,
Pinoy
welcome back,
rapper.
man.
Thanks, guys. I already said my stuff, but yeah, congrats. Like, mainly to you guys, I applaud what you guys have done the time I've been off. 10K feels different. It feels real good. It feels,
It just hits different.
It's different, man.
it's different. It's different. It's
Man,
just different.
imagine 20K,
So-
imagine 30K, imagine 40K, man. Imagine 100K. Ooh. Man,
oh my God, the egos
I
through
feel
the
like
roof when
Tintin
it gets
Adobo right now, you know what I mean?
Shout out to Tintin
I'm also
Adobo
wearing
right
a
now.
bucket hat. I'm just going to do the whole 9 yards.
With a fur
Yeah,
coat.
get a Gucci bag,
Damn.
get a
I'm going to get a
that Gucci
sponsorship from
bag.
Boohoo. It's going to be so amazing, bro. Like, shout outs to Tintin Adobo, friend of the show. We need to get you back on so you can just guide
yeah.
us to this newfound fame
Yeah.
of success.
We need
we only
We need-
associate
Cheat
with
Coders
we only
podcast.
associate with 10K and above. So
You know, I want to start throwing that around. It's like, can I be on your show? It's like, you know, you have to have 10K
10K.
followers as well.
Oh, man.
we're a different tier now.
I want to say a big thank you. I want to say a big thank you to all the guests and all the people that have been on our show
Hey.
that have helped us out and supported us despite us not having 10K followers.
I know that.
thank you so much.
Everyone has been there like day one, episode one. Back when we had like 0 followers. Back when we had 100 followers. Back when we just didn't know what we were doing.
Back when it was just Armin listening to us.
Yeah, man. Shouts to you. But like, you know, now we're on a different tier. You know what? You might not see us anymore. I am joking. It's all jokes. You know, people are full like, you know, gout is not only, you know, only for Filipinos. I'm like, it's, of course I know that. I'm just, it's a joke.
Yeah, people were like, other people get gout too. Like, yeah, but
See,
we're talking
everyone's-
from our experience,
You
guys.
proved our point right. The video was all about how people, like Filipinos, got so proud about gout.
Yeah.
You saying that it comes from other cultures and saying that we get it too. You know, it makes me, you know, it makes the joke even funnier. So thanks to you
Competitive
guys.
nature of
But like,
humanity, even though it's a negative thing, it's like we get gout. Two.
Yeah, no. We're just trying to out-gout each other.
We're all just lying on the ground.
Yeah.
Like, ah!
My leg hurts worse than yours.
This is
right
why
now.
Phil's is never in the 100-meter sprint. He never fucking leaves the block. We don't swim, nothing.
Oh shit! I can't move my legs. Oh god!
I wouldn't be surprised if we make it to the Olympics and then we have to back out because half of our team has gout.
Holy shit.
But all right,
that's a
let's
problem.
continue. Let's continue on with the show. We have this new segment we've been doing for the last 3 weeks, and just because his name is Wild Thought, we just be like, oh, you can just give us a wild thought of the week. So,
Here
what
we
is
go.
the wild thought of the week this week, Garcia?
Am I jumping into the... Because that'll lead us into one
Hey,
of the
you'll lead
subjects.
us to where to
Alright,
lead.
cool. Well, I don't know, you guys have been listening to... Well, the ones that have been listening to the previous podcast, I did mention that, with the whole weight loss thing, one of the things I'm enjoying is that, like, my cock feels a lot bigger. Because, like...
Don't be shy. Go on.
Basically,
Speak it.
Nats, this is like all like fresh information to you, but basically...
10 centimeter feels different, right?
Oh, man. It's a new world, bro. It's a new...
10 cm.
Gussie has lost
10
weight, so
cm.
But the whole thing with, I mean, the thing that comes along with it is, self-esteem and shit. And one of the things I've found I've been doing is I've been sending a shit ton more dick pics, right? But the thing is, I feel like I'm starting from scratch. I really didn't know what I was doing right to begin with. So essentially, I mean, the first thing, like one of the first feedbacks that I got after sending about 10 or 11 pics was, maybe you should be hard before you send a photo. And I'm thinking, like, that's a pretty good tip. That's a good tip. But essentially, right, I went to go seek some help, some professional help. So now that I've gotten a lot better with my shots, the lighting's really good, and take it from below, so it's like basically illusions.
getting the
and
angles
shit.
right.
That's right.
Yeah.
But essentially,
yeah.
what I found was like there was no avenue for people to be able to get this information, and
Yeah.
since I've gathered
trial
all that
and
There's
info,
a gap in the market you're finding.
exactly,
Yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah.
and
You
I've
just have to
got this,
slide it right in.
bro.
Watch out.
Sit right in.
There's a need in the market, and I've got the supply for it. So
Yeah.
I'm starting my own like online courses for how to take dick pics.
Dick pics.
And
Dick picture free. Dick
so
pic to
basically,
create.
I'm thinking of setting it in different packages. So I mean, I'm trying to work through this shit right now. This is like really fresh right now.
I really feel
Let's
sorry
see
for the
where it
people who
goes.
want us to talk about Chicharon, but we have to deal with dick pics right now. So later on, we'll talk about some Filipino stuff. I know you're eager to hear it. But let's go through this
It's
dick
like
pic
all my
conversation.
jokes seems to be about cocks, bro.
It's like Jonah Hill's character in Superbad, where you're just like, I
Yeah,
can't stop
he
drawing
throws
dick.
dicks all day.
Can't stop drawing dick.
Oh god.
Hey, that's a real
But
disease, man.
essentially, it's gonna be like like a Zoom class, maybe some online courses. And this is the thing, like I can't even say it's not
Is
suitable
there like a
for
webcam
work.
for your face and one for your dick? So it's like
Oh, I'm gonna have multi screens, man,
multi-screen.
lighting and everything. Mo's gonna be my producer.
Tripod Mo is going to be right there.
live on
Perfect for that.
Twitch.
Oh, Mo. He's like, I did
man.
not sign up for this.
Oh gosh, tripod Mo.
So what's the name of your course?
Tubby pop. It's, I'm trying because I'm tubby and it pops, bro. And at the same time, they know it's filler, right? 'Cause every time you see that shit, you gotta like excuse yourself. Tubby pop, man.
Oh man, well done.
Hey,
Well
there's a
done.
market. There's a market, man.
Yeah, no,
it's a
but
niche, bro.
essentially that's what I mean. You can't really say that it's not suitable for work because essentially it will be work for me.
Cards on the table. Cards on the table. Have you guys ever sent a dick pic?
Yeah, man.
I
Are you a
have-
guy if you don't send
Bro,
a dick
I
pic?
have
question
with
is that?
a fucking 7250 Nokia, bro. You know how pixelated my dick looks?
Did you have to draw it on the thing? I don't even think they have cameras, you know
This
what I
is
mean?
the first camera phones, man, with like color.
Wait, when was
like a
this?
shape.
What year was
Holy
this?
shit! This is like 2005, I think, 2004.
Oh, shit,
Damn,
man.
you an early adopter, man.
Oh, dude.
You're
I
an
mean,
early
this is what
adopter to this
technology
technology.
is. Like, new technology comes out, and the first thing guys do
You're
is
an
like,
ambassador,
can
bro.
we fuck it?
You know? Like you saw that there was a camera on your phone, you'd be like, you know what? This would be perfect for sending my penis all over to the internet to girls.
Cross to another person. Have you ever sent a dick pic, Nats?
Yeah, man.
Am I've never sent a dick pic.
You've never
before.
sent it.
Oh,
Wow.
I've never sent a dick pic
Oh, bro.
before.
Join my classes, please.
Yeah,
Yo, that's
you're going to be
that's-
enlightened by the pathway. It helps you
Yo,
build your
wait, I'm
self-esteem to
actually-
send a dick pic. It's going to be so amazing, bro.
I'm actually amazed you haven't.
I know,
Like, you're the first.
Yeah,
like,
dude,
actually,
you're
I'm actually surprised that you
actively dating.
haven't. If anything.
Have you taken a picture of your dick at all? Even just
No.
to check if there's like a little mole or some shit?
No.
Unbelievable.
Okay,
dog. I
that's
take at least
crazy,
3 a day.
I mean, I stare at it for
That's
long periods of
crazy.
time, but I don't.
Bro,
I've
I
had
get
someone.
paranoid if I'm just in the toilet. I'm like, I might actually, take a picture of my dick by accident.
I've posed for live art. No, I'm just kidding. Is that the same? Having someone paint a
Bro,
picture
you're
of my
going
dick?
way old school. Someone painting your
I
dick.
know.
Like
do you
this.
do you write letters with a feather or some shit?
Paint me like one of your French girls.
Connoisseur.
No,
No,
I've never taken a dick pic before. I've taken like
No. Like, all
Shit.
jokes aside, no, for real.
never,
No, for
ever.
real.
All right, cool.
Never.
Has it ever like? But you know about
amazed.
it, right? Like when it was like at its peak.
Are you scared
knew
that you're gonna
people
be
were
famous?
Taking dick pics.
Are you gonna be scared that you'll be famous and then your dick's just circling around the
Yeah.
internet? No, for real.
People recognize that dick.
Everyone's
phobia.
dick's around the internet. Like once
a
it's out
phobia.
there, it's out there.
I mean, I'm
Yeah, that
taking.
fucked up Limp Bizkit guy, Fred Durst. His dick got around, and then no one let him forget about that shit. That's probably
Is
why.
that your paranoia?
I've actually
Or
never
do you
thought
think
about it.
that the world is just not up to your standards for your dick to be shown?
That's what it is.
You've got
It's
a
a done
10K.
thing.
You know what I
It's not
think?
a-
It's
not a-
confidence.
You know what I think it is? I think it's like Drake hiding his kid from the world.
Because it's a rough place out there.
It's a rough place out there. I just don't trust the world yet. You know.
Man.
I don't want to put
Talk
him out
about
there.
self care. I think this guy should have a course to take care of your dick.
It's like heaven and hell.
Oh, gosh.
I'm not hiding my dick from the world. I'm hiding the world from my dick. But I think I've taken like shirtless pics, and it's close to the.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm shocked. Because you're like you're a
D'Angelo
showy
pics.
guy.
Yeah, you got
Not in a bad
confidence,
way.
bro.
Like you've got, physique. You got,
Yeah, but
I'm like
I'm just
shocked.
shocked, man. Like not even by accident.
not even by
Yeah,
accident.
man. Like I got paranoid with that shit, man. I'm like, man.
I was sending a dick pic by accident.
Yeah, I've taken pictures of my dick by accident.
Yeah, same.
happens.
That's what I mean. Like, I was taking photos of the scale. My dick happened to be on the reflection. I'm not even kidding, bro.
I was like,
Like, whoops.
no wonder I'm not losing weight.
I should have.
All this weight on my dick. I'm sorry about this, audience. We'll move on soon. We will move on, I promise. But we have to get through this.
Ah, man.
Some
All right.
wild thought
Let's
of the
make it
week.
relevant.
Alright.
It's a Filipino dick.
You mentioned Tabi Tabi Pop, right?
Yep.
And Tabi Tabi Pop is something that is inherently Filipino.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I wanted to play on that, like the play on words thing.
Yeah.
So you can recognize it as a filo thing.
Yeah.
But for everyone else, it just sounds like it's the words tubby and pop put
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
What's Tabi Tabi Pop though?
It's it's
Explain that to the listeners.
going back to like a couple of episodes that we were talking about mythical creatures in Phil's.
Yeah,
One of them
superstitions
is like
and stuff.
the gnomes, the duendes and
Duendes.
stuff. And they've got like magical powers they can fuck with you if you fuck them up. Like basically they live in like little mounds, like hill mounds and stuff. And if you're gonna like Phil's, we like to piss on everything, right? There's just no toilets around anywhere. If there's a wall, if there's anything, and we'll pee on it.
You can
And
you can
when-
Oh,
tell
there's
that,
a hole. You'll put your dick through
yeah,
it
you can
and pee in it.
you can tell that like a lot of people piss everywhere because there's signs everywhere that says don't piss
don't
here.
piss on it. But like in Phil's, one of the things, if you piss on one of these gnomes'
A gnome.
houses and shit,
Yeah.
they're gonna fuck you
Oh,
up.
yeah.
So you got to
Yeah,
say,
I heard
hey,
about that.
excuse me, which is still, I mean, it's being polite, but it's still rude, right? Because you're pissing on the cunt's house. But that's one thing. It's kind of like,
Imagine
how can I get away from?
Imagine just
getting
going up
any
to somebody's house
repercussions?
and then like
Exactly,
you
that's an
they come
asshole
out
thing.
they come outside of their house and you're like Tabi Tabi Pop. You
Yeah,
just continue pissing.
Bro, if I found someone pissing on my house, and then I'd be pissed off whether they said tabi tabi pot or not.
Yeah.
They're pissed on my fucking house. I'm fucking them up. You know what I mean? Whether they're filo or not.
But that's why you're not a duende, because duendes have been much nicer and they'd be like, oh, okay, cool. You didn't mean any offense when you said Tabi Tabi Pop.
So this guy's a dick for pissing in my house.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's got manners, so I'm not going to do shit about it. That's what we're
It's
saying.
like a
right?
loophole. Oh, he said tubby tubby, man. Fuck.
I was really going to kill you.
It's on me now because I didn't tubby when you said.
Oh man! Speaking of those superstitions, because it's something that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
There's that new Filipino or that anime on Netflix about the Filipino superstitions, Filipino folklore. Have you guys seen it?
I've seen 2 episodes of it. How many?
Seen one episode.
How about you,
Yes,
Nats? All the way in London
Yeah,
town.
one episode too.
One episode.
Yeah, it's
The
good.
anime is
It's
called,
alright, yeah.
Anime is called. I've rinsed it. I rinsed the entire season.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I even watched like the after.
Well, it's 30-minute episodes, so I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you can get it within 3 hours. Six
Yeah.
episodes? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Right. And so the anime is called Trece, and it's about a female detective, like supernatural detective named Alexandra Trece, and she has to solve kind of murders or mysteries around Manila.
Detective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like Constantine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Practically.
Yeah.
And that's what the creators said that they wanted to do. They wanted to create like a detective type show. So they based it on Batman. They based it on Constantine. And originally the character wanted to be, they wanted the character to be a male. And they were just
Yeah.
like, oh, it's just another tough guy.
Right.
So that's why they changed it to be a female and it made it a lot more interesting.
What I noticed about the first episode is like it feels like if you're a Marvel fan and you read the comics and then you watch a Marvel movie and they come up with these little Easter eggs, but instead
Yeah.
of Marvel, it's Filipino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you hear the tabi pause, the whole, and when she beats the friggin' Aswang
Aswangs.
with fucking
With the Wallace, bro.
Wallace. I was like, oh yeah, they're just doing shit just to see like, guess what? We're Filipino guys.
Yeah.
Filipino this, Filipino that, Filipino that.
I noticed that too. That was good.
I mean, essentially, the story-wise, though, it's pretty cool. Not just
Is it worth
basing it on
watching?
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good.
definitely, bro.
I enjoyed it.
It's really good.
man.
I think I want to watch it. Yeah.
So
I initially got reeled in because the voice actress. Do you know Shay Mitchell?
Yeah.
The voice act. She's hot, man. That was the reason why I didn't realize when watching.
You
I'm
don't
like,
even
I'm
get
not
to
gonna
see her and you're
yeah, it's
watching
just her voice. I'm like, what's this?
Oh,
It's a
Shay.
cartoon.
What is this? It's a cartoon. Oh, it's Filipino. I'll stay.
Yeah, sorry, man. What were we
It
saying?
is. Yeah, like I'm gonna watch the next few episodes. It's starting to get interesting. At first, I'm like, okay, this seems like now you know me. I'm gonna analyze it with the writing and the storytelling and all that stuff. It's just not on par with what I've seen, but I'll let
on
it.
par
I'll
with,
let it.
with Marvel cartoons or other animes?
I
Because
don't-
that's
no,
a
in
different.
storytelling in general, like
Gotcha,
watching
gotcha,
movies
yeah.
and just knowing like things
Yeah.
are happening. It just seems too convenient that these are things are happening, and the way that she solves the mystery is she's just like, you know what, I'm just gonna do nothing and do a lazy thing and just be like, "Tabi tabi po." Tell me a premise of the next few minutes that I'm gonna
Right.
go
Yeah.
through. You know, like a lot of the writing is just telling the story in dialogue. Like there's nothing shown.
Right.
It's just like
Right,
you know what
right.
I mean.
Lazy writing.
Lazy writing.
Yeah.
Like
I did like how they took the folklore, the superstitions, the ghost stories, and turned it
Yeah.
into something that would be tangible. So like the Aswangs, the vampires.
China, White Lady.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the vampires are like the biggest gang in Manila, and so they're like this criminal gang. The duende,
Aswangs.
the Aswangs, the duende. When she calls on this particular duende, that's her informant. That's her.
It's a fucking snitch.
Yeah.
And she bribes him with chocolate.
Yeah.
You see that shit? Oh,
Oh, is that
fucking
the
love
guy
it.
in the sewer, the blue
Yeah,
guy?
Yeah. He's the
without
duende.
that guy, she's shit.
And
Yeah, exactly.
She won't solve anything.
she wasn't able to solve anything. I don't know if it's the same episode, but they talk about the White Lady of Balete Drive.
Yeah.
That Balete
Yeah.
Drive is
First
an actual
episode, bro.
street.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that shit, man. Like they're really
Yeah, Easter eggs.
Easter egg
Easter
peppered
eggs.
into
Yeah.
the thing.
They have.
That's cool.
I'm pretty
other-
sure she
That's
was
really
holding water with like in a plastic bag. I'm pretty sure she was.
Coca-Cola bag.
I was like, hey, Easter
She's
egg.
just walking around with tabo everywhere.
The whole
I really liked seeing the artwork of like the skyline of Manila.
Yeah.
But in cartoons, like it's like relatable. You know what I mean? Because they had the very first scene was the MRT, the train line, and then it breaks down, And it's just like,
But that's a natural thing that happens
Yeah.
though. It breaks down and they have to walk that
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing.
That was annoying. I'm just like, all right, cool. They break down, they walk out. It's like, oh look, there's someone over there. I'm gonna go over there, and then
Yeah, that's a
just lazy writing.
dumbass fucking decisions, bro.
Rap, I think you're going from like a cinema type story because I think anime is
confused.
usually like they're usually if you compare it to like Bleach or something, or it's kind of almost ridiculous the stuff that happens in those.
yeah.
I'm just like, because like the first few episodes you figure out where the show's going. Now I've accepted that this is where the show's type of, what it is. Then maybe I'm gonna look at it through these eyes, because I've seen some anime. Anime can tell some good stories, like they could build on some lore and then build their own lore and then go from there. But this one seems to kind of hit like very lazy writing to me. It's for me to be like, all right, I'm gonna watch this with a very analytically mind to like just go through it and be like, this is a good like
Take
way
it
to,
what it is.
yeah. So I'm gonna have to take off my videographer mind
Yeah.
and just watch this. I was trying to analyze like, who is this directed to, because this is such lazy writing. Is this a kid show?
He can't enjoy it, man.
I can't enjoy
He's
it.
just analyzing it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man,
It's like
not
me when I
10K
listen
worthy.
to music sometimes. I'm just like, I can't enjoy this because I'm going to sit here analyzing. Oh, that's a good 808. Oh, I don't like that snare. Don't really like that snare.
Do you really do that?
Sometimes.
Oh man.
Sometimes I listen to
Yeah.
stuff. And I'm
sometimes
just
it
like,
could be
oh,
a bit.
I don't like that melody. Or, things
I
like
would have
that.
done this, would have done that.
Would have done it differently or something. But yeah, no, I think that I really enjoyed it. And I'm really excited to read the comic, the actual comic.
Oh, cool.
Because I feel like there's a lot from the show that could have been fleshed out more or would be more exciting to read on the comic book.
Yeah, they should have started the show in like a little snippet of when she was a kid, and then she had to hide, and then her mother gets killed. And that's an interesting start of a series.
But that could be something they can
That's
go
like-
back to.
I'm just
later
giving
on.
feedback to the writers over there.
I'm assuming it's a Filipino writers, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
For the show, yes. The creators of the comic, their names are Budget and Adjo. Oh man, I can't remember the
Dude's
names.
name's Budget.
His name is Budget.
Low budget writing right there, man. Joking. Shout outs to you guys. I was just joking, man. I was just joking. Shout outs to you guys.
Budget Tan and Kajo
Dude's
I'm
butchering
butcher
names.
Baldissimo.
He's destroying the name.
Butchering the names.
His
man.
name
Sorry,
is Don
guys.
Doing Stuff. You may cancel him at any time you want.
Sorry guys, sorry for
The
Budget.
dude's name's Buddiette.
Bud-
And his name's
he's,
Budget.
he's calling me a financial term. Like, what? But like, yeah, I'm interested to see how this series go, because it's a quick breeze, as in like 30-minute episodes, 6 episodes, 30 minutes each. So I think you can breeze it through. If you're interested, I think it's a good way to bring Filipino culture into the screen.
Yeah.
Because like I'm always raving about we need some representation out there. Even though I'd be critical about what they're doing, I'm just like, I'm happy that it's out there. Like
What? Yeah. Yeah.
like all I need now is just a few RC Cola ads in between, and I think we are good.
Man, I like
You know what? Oh,
go.
No, I was just gonna say like back on that subject, because you know how we're always like pushing like Filipino stuff as well. I actually was like really happy. I haven't seen it, so I can't really like. I've seen one episode. It's not enough to judge the show to the level that you guys are. But I was actually just happy to see, because like when you look around, just everything, like the landscape of things, like whether it's food, whether it's entertainment, like there's just so many cool things Filipino, but nothing that's really huge mainstream, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So just the fact that it's what drew me first was like, what? A Filipino anime, and it's on Netflix, because obviously Netflix is like the premiere. If it's there, it's legit.
Yeah.
It's not like some illegal site. So that's what drew me in first. But what I was afraid of the most was like, I hope they just don't make it a punchline. Like, you know what I mean? Like just the typical filler jokes. Like I laughed a lot of times, like when they did when they speak Tagalog and when they obviously speak in an accent.
Yeah.
I'd crack up just naturally. It's just like I feel bad doing it, but we're a punchline, and I think it's funny. But I just didn't want it to be just about that.
Yeah.
But I don't know yet. I think I got to watch the rest of the episodes. But from what I saw, I was like, this passes as like a quality anime in terms of like what I've seen visually. The production looks pretty good, and just seeing something like that premiered on Netflix and saying like this is actually Filipino, it's kind of cool. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh wow, this is like we're starting to see things happening in that sense.
The accents were a little bit like the Americanized, though. Like this. I
Well,
think-
there's a whole Tagalog version. If you
Yeah.
guys
One
are
of them
interested.
sounds Mexican.
yeah,
dude.
some yeah, some of them
I didn't
sound
know
Mexican.
Tagalog, yeah.
But when they
it's not too Philo.
but when they had because some of the spells that they cast, it's in Tagalog.
Yeah.
And so they had a coach, or they had someone coach them in speaking the Tagalog in the right accent, getting the right intonation and all of that stuff.
Right.
So I think that was really
Yeah.
good.
Like a filler witch.
The real people that we need to thank for the series is the people that nominated the Philo accent to be the most sexiest in the world.
Yes.
I think without that, without that, what you call it, advertising, we wouldn't have this series right here. Tresse wouldn't be a thing.
What was that?
Because
Is that a
like,
thing?
yeah, it's a thing that where
I've
the
never seen
Filipino
it either.
accent is the most sexiest
As in,
accent.
Sexiest
in
accent.
Tagalog or Filipino
No,
English
the Filipino
accent?
accent.
No, the accent in general.
So when you speak Tagalog,
Yeah, I
that-
guess so.
that
Yeah,
accent.
yeah, tabi tabi po.
Damn, we'll say it again.
Whew.
Say it again.
I don't see.
I just give it to
I
him
didn't know
once.
that.
I don't want to wet some stuff out there,
It's
Like,
news to me. New.
that's news to me.
but yeah,
It's fake
so
news, I'll take it.
no, it's real news apparently. So, but like, I want to get to another topic that we had because you were talking about dick pics, right? And you were talking about now we're going back to we're just balancing things out.
Doing online
So
courses.
apparently, like someone from the CNN analysis has been suspended last October and now has gotten his job back. And the reason why he got suspended was because he was caught masturbating during a Zoom call. And now we have someone who has like got some experience in it. We got Don doing stuff. You have a joke, so you have a joke in saying that you masturbate in a Zoom call, but
Masturbate.
like this is
Classy.
it's-
Masturbate.
Masturbate.
so like I just wanted to bring this thing up and be like, was there anything, because we're coming from a Zoom age where we've been in the Zoom calls and everything. Have you ever faced any situations where you just went through Zoom and then you said stuff or showed stuff that wasn't supposed to be shown?
Not me. What up?
I haven't.
I want to hear
Or
this
no,
thing.
we can even go
I
out
made
of
the
Zoom,
joke.
like even like in the podcast or when
Like
you're in
just
front of
by
camera.
accident.
Yeah, by accident, you were like talking on the phone and then you thought that you were on silent and you were saying some shit, but they heard all of it. Like, we're in a world where miscommunication and is a big thing, where things can be out there by mistake.
Have you guys seen that video of Snoop Dogg? He left his live
Yeah,
stream
for
on,
like 8 hours.
and then he comes back and he's like looking at his computer like, "Oh shit, I left the live stream on."
Yeah, I've seen that. That's gangster. It's like, oh shit.
What have you seen the Twitch gamer that thought he wasn't streaming and he jacked off in front of like a million people?
It seems to
all it
me
is
like
is like
he
this,
knew,
it's just
bro.
like-
Okay,
That was
yeah.
it.
But did it become a porn star? Because if it did, then that was on
No.
purpose.
He's just moving on to a
I
different
mean,
platform.
yeah. For
He just did it.
context,
And then after it was like, oh, I'm live, and then he turns it off. It was so awkward.
for context, it was this guy named Jeffrey Toobin who,
Yes.
from CNN, apparently had
man.
he was masturbating on camera on like Zoom,
But imagine being that guy
and
now.
now he
like-
got his job back.
Yeah, he's got his job back, but now he's that wanker guy now.
It's awkward, yeah.
He's
Everyone-
the wanker
yeah,
guy.
he
Everyone's
just
gonna look at him
knows
and
him.
like, that's not gonna rub off. Like,
He won. Thanks.
we're successful sometimes, you know. But like,
Boom.
but you know, it's not. It's everyone's gonna be looking at him and be
Just
like,
own it, bro. Own
wanker
it.
guy,
Look, Toby.
wanker guy.
Yeah, that's that guy that wanked on camera.
I don't know if he's gonna be on a Zoom call again. I wouldn't. I'm be like,
This is
everyone's
a
gonna be like,
raunchy
yeah.
episode, guys.
Yeah,
Was
man.
that Bo Burnham bit? Where
Lot
he's
of-
like,
lot of dick.
the thing about masturbation is, on one hand, it feels good, and then that's it. Like it's just
Yeah, like
But yeah.
I don't think I've ever. I mean, I make the joke, the fact that because I got to work from home, I can work out while working as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's, and then when my manager called me, so like the joke goes along the lines of, so I'm working and I'm typing up I'm typing up a report, stop to do some push-ups. It's a little warm, so I take my shirt off, start doing some some work again, finalizing some sales targets, start doing squats, getting a bit sweaty, take my pants off. Nobody's home.
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying myself. You know, start doing some work again. All of a sudden, my manager starts calling me. And I'm like, shit, oh, fuck. I don't have enough time to put my pants on. So I just quickly put my shirt on, answer the call, and he's like, why are you sweating? And I'm sitting there going, fuck. I panic, and I'm like, I was masturbating.
Unbelievable.
We don't have a laugh track, so this is it.
You guys close?
Literally done that. It's like, you know, he's working and it's like to have a break, he's going to do push-ups, bro. It's like, man.
I have time to relax. I'm gonna do some squats.
I need to relieve myself from any like hard work.
I know people
do
like
push-ups.
you're a different breed. You don't send dick pics and you don't wank in between breaks.
It's like reverse, man.
It's
We
crazy.
live in the backwards land.
I don't know if you're just putting on for the camera, just for the ladies. Be like, you know, I'm a decent man, and these two are just wankers.
I really haven't sent a dick pic. But then that's the.
Well, you got
that's
homework.
That's the.
Don't send it to me.
here's my dick pic. No, but yeah, I just make that joke because it gets a laugh. It's just like everyone is not expecting that as
Why
the
are you
punchline.
sweating?
Like, I want to go to the point where he's now known as the wanker guy. Like, have you been in like a situation where
You're the wanker guy.
you're not the wanker guy, but you were stuck with a name because of something that you did, either at work or at school?
The Filipino foods guy.
You are the Filipino foods
Pretty sure I
guy,
have a lot of times. I
and
remember walking.
you're.
I mean, I'm wearing a shirt that's referencing the video.
Yeah,
I mean, a hoodie.
Sinigon. I was called the Filipino foods guy for such a long time.
Did they really? Oh, you showed it to everyone at work.
It was like in amongst the community.
Yeah.
They were like, "Hey, you're the Filipino foods guy," and yeah, I tried not to show it to people at work until one person found it and then just disseminated it across the entire company.
That's like a work thing, yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh no!" And then
You're that dude
I was the guy that did that. When I started this new role, I told everyone about it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm gonna get in front of it. I'm just like, "Hi, I'm done. I did this in 2010, and now I showed people, and then now it's not a thing anymore because kind of own it.
Just owned it. Yeah. So that's what
about
this
you?
Toby dude should do. Just
I
own
Just
it.
own it.
He's a wanker.
But that was more intentional, though.
Which
Not intentional in it.
That, like, you didn't do an accident.
You didn't accidentally make a song and then it's.
I didn't accidentally masturbate a song.
Yeah.
What's the matter? Masturbating a song
I
out.
think the difference, like what Raf's getting at, is like you had no intention for this stuff.
It just happened. Like you probably like you malfunction in like public speaking, and now everyone calls you like Mr. Stutter or some shit. I don't know, or Stutterhead. Or something racist, like, I don't know. No, let's leave racism out of it.
I thought Garcia was the one who wanted to get cancelled.
I mean, one of the things that happened at my work, it wasn't really an accident, but so I work with, he's an artist in Sydney as well. His name's Ian, or
Shout
his
outs.
artist name is 316. And one of the things, like just as a joke, when I sent an email, I put myself as 317. Just, you know. It's like it's a numeral thing now.
Yeah.
And
trying to one up him.
yeah, and that email was something that went to like my bosses and my boss's bosses.
Yeah.
And every time he
shit,
came around, he would just call me 317. It's like you know when you say one dry joke and it's like, oh, you're that dude that made that joke one time.
Yeah.
And it sticks now. I mean, it wasn't really an accident, but I didn't really think that it would stick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's still it's almost 4 years now, and it's still, you know, it still gets brought up.
How about you, Nats? Have you faced anything? Been called anything? Are you the foolish heart guy?
No,
foolish
I'll be
hype
honest
guy.
with you guys. So many things. It's so bad. I can't even think about it now.
What
Like
the-
I've done it so many times just on this podcast alone. I can name so many things. My entire life is a joke. Like, I'm just a fucking joke, bro.
Jesus
Like I'm
sad.
fucking
What's
salmon
happening right
sushi.
now?
It got
I'm
dark.
fucking
Got so dark.
continental Asians.
Yeah, you did.
These are just like fucking.
We did
things
have a
I'm
whole
just pulling out of
conversation on
nowhere.
that,
Like
yeah.
I say one thing by mistake. Yeah.
Salmon.
I'm a walking punchline, and I do it a lot because I have very poor attention to things, so I fuck up a lot.
I feel the same way, bro.
Yeah.
We love you,
Yeah.
Nats.
The
We love you,
comedic.
bro.
We
punching
love you,
bag.
Nats.
We love
Don't-
you. We roast you because we love you,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all love.
We love you. You know what? I also love salmon.
Wait, did he mispronounce salmon? Is that why?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
I said
man.
salmon sushi.
He just wants salmon
never
to
left.
love.
Never
And then they
went
kept
away.
saying it. The entire episode was like, oh, I think I feel like some
It was,
salmon.
it was also because Alan kept repeating it over and over and over again.
Check that out, episode number 73, I think it is. I don't know. I'm
Wow,
just
what a
guessing.
memory.
I'm just guessing. I'm just saying random numbers.
No,
But I want to like talk
we love
about
you,
like
Nats. We love you.
miscommunication in technology because it's easy to miscommunicate things. I want to talk about an interaction that I had with my mom. So this is through text, and like we were like just having a normal conversation through text. Like she wanted to know what I wanted to get for dinner and all that stuff, and because I was coming over for dinner, so I was like, I want my favorite is sinigang, of course. So let's get some sinigang, yeah. And then she's like, she texts me and she wanted to say "love you, anak," but you know, in the world that we live in, where spell correction is in the phones,
No.
I got back, "love you, anal."
That's awkward.
I'm like,
awkward.
I'm like, "love you too, mom." I just let it slide because, like, you know, you can't bring these things up. First of all, why is anal above anak in your directory? I don't want to know.
I've seen this
But-
video before.
But like, yeah, I hope she doesn't look for anak on the Googles because she's gonna get something that'll make her really say anak off for
She'd
sure.
be like going, yeah, my son is an asshole.
Well, I love you, all my anals out there.
Oh my god. I really thought it was Garcia that wanted us cancelled.
I want to just talk about the.
I don't know if we can put that one on
I was
TikTok. It'll
talking-
just get
It's
taken straight down.
autocorrect.
Nah, that's going on TikTok definitely now.
You'll have to beep out beep out anal.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
So speaking of technology, let's move on to the next topic.
Bit about anal.
Actually, no. Let's talk about. Speaking of anal, let's talk about the Mayweather versus Logan Paul fight.
Wow.
Have you guys
Speaking
seen
of
it?
assholes.
I saw highlights and stuff.
Yeah. How about you guys here?
Yeah, I was watching it live, man. I was trying to find, like, I messaged you guys when it was on, right? And I don't know, just trying to find like a link to it. The only way I could watch it was going on Facebook and someone else video, like live streaming their TV.
Yeah.
Just like, it's fucking amazing. But yeah,
Thank God for piracy.
again, pillows, right?
How about you, Nats? Have you seen it?
No, I've seen a few things on social media, but no, I didn't actively look for it.
It was. I mean,
What I gotta say
was
is
interesting.
now, like, boxing fans cannot go to wrestling fans and be like, your shit is scripted and fake. They can't say that anymore. They can't.
100%.
They got their top gun in Floyd Mayweather. What you call it? The greatest of all time in boxing versus a YouTuber for money. And the whole
Yeah,
after this whole fight, like, because you're expecting someone who has had 2 fights to get knocked down by someone who's the best in what they do, but that didn't happen. You got to say scripted, right? You got to say scripted.
That's what makes it fucked up, though. They're trying to. I feel like it's blurring the line between what's a real match and what's thinger. Because like it's so ambiguous. Like when I first heard of the fight, I was like, "Wait, is this real?" But then, because it's Logan Paul, I just dismissed it. I was like, "This is probably an exhibition. It's probably not for
definitely
real."
an
Right? I don't know.
exhibition.
I don't know.
It was
I don't know
definitely
the
exhibition.
thing.
There was
but
no judges or anything, man.
I couldn't take it seriously.
There's no winner, no
He didn't
nothing.
even get knocked out, right? They went the whole.
Now
how many
now
rounds?
this YouTuber has a chance to be like, you know what? I stand toe to toe with in 8 rounds with the greatest of all time, and I didn't lose. You know, he
makes
can
sense.
say that. He can say that, even though it's not written.
I mean, that's exactly what he said. He's like, he lasted 8 rounds.
Yeah.
With Floyd Mayweather.
Well, he
Yeah.
did try to push it back a bit. It's like, oh, maybe he let me through those 8 rounds, let me, survive the 8 rounds. But to me, man, this was all scripted. This was pro
Like
wrestling
cash
at
grab,
its
no.
finest.
I think it was more of a cash grab, to be honest.
Easy.
Yeah.
Mayweather probably broke. Needs
At the end of the day, they both won.
publicity.
If it smells like shit,
It
it
will.
walks like shit.
Hey, man.
You just like, well, he's the money Mayweather or something,
Yeah.
the money team or something.
Yeah.
And this is obviously like a big ticket like show. It's not like a thing of him trying to prove himself. It's more of, well, it's a chance to make this much money for this little time. You know what I mean?
Easy money.
Which is what he's been doing. I didn't really think like he was going to knock him out either. But mainly because Mayweather hasn't really knocked out anyone since that dude that like after they hugged and then he was supposed to like, you know, give him like a handshake and then fucking knocked him out. But at the same time, like I expected it to, like the way that it played out was exactly how I expected it.
It was a boring fight.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hugging. I was like, this is such a
really
sweet. They were being a love team. It's really nice.
There were memes all over, like of them hugging and them being a couple.
It's like a bride.
If you could, like,
it's so quick too.
If you could hug each other and get like, I don't know how much money to get. I'm saying about
Millions of dollars,
$80 million. Then you know I'll probably do the same thing. But you know, at the end of the day, we learned that Mayweather doesn't care about his boxing fans. He doesn't care about the legacy of boxing and the reputation of boxing, obviously, because like this is big evidence that he's going in money.
Now.
It's all marketing. It's all shows. It's all spectacles.
Isn't he always broke as well? So like he needs these to be like just to be able to fund his lifestyle because he's ridiculous with his money.
That's the rumor.
So many times too.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I guess we all are. You know, whoever bought it, the fight itself, then you know, hopefully you get your money back, but you won't.
I'm assuming a lot of people that did pay, it's not Mayweather's fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that go in for Logan Paul.
I'm pretty sure they would go for Mayweather as well because like they're expecting. There's gonna be a lot of people that are expecting him to knock him out. I'm gonna pay money to see that guy knock him out because like there's no way that Logan's gonna get the better of him.
There's probably a lot of shady shit behind the scenes too.
Oh hell
like
hell
fixing. Isn't that like so prominent in boxing as well? Like since like the 80s, 70s, 80s, like even old classic fights, there was so many ledgers of like he's gonna go down in this round.
Yeah,
and it's all some other shit in behind the scenes too. This just feels like a more like it's so much easier now because you can just get a YouTuber and like look
easy.
Everyone's gonna expect that you're gonna get knocked out, but they've already fixed it that Mayweather's gonna slap you around for like 10 rounds and you're actually never gonna go down.
Yeah,
or some bullshit.
Yeah, man. So like,
I don't know, it's shady. That's why I can't take the sport seriously sometimes, which sucks. Like you know.
Well, at least pro wrestling is like you know up front.
Well,
you know
it's scripted.
You know what you're signing for. This one is like it's in between the lines.
It kind of makes you think a bit like, oh well, I don't know now, kind of thing.
Yeah, man.
It's a bit unfair.
Yeah, man. So like, but I think this is gonna keep going. There's gonna be more fights.
100%.
There's gonna be more fights.
Do you guys think this started when they did the McGregor fight? Because I thought that was a really weird mismatch.
I think this was
I reckon
like
that's where it started. Like they
that's where it
tested
started.
the waters because he's coming from MMA, right, into a boxing thing. That already didn't sit well. I'm just like, this just doesn't make sense. This guy, all he knows is MMA. It's like Don's probably like the more.
I don't think McGregor's fought,
but it's completely different skill set and different arenas. How does that even?
I don't think McGregor's fought since then, so he's probably got.
Yes, hasn't he? There was a fight recently.
With
in
McGregor?
UFC, yeah, and he lost.
I'm not sure, man.
I don't remember if that was before or after the Mayweather fight, but yeah, man, he could have gotten.
Just fact check that.
He could have got a big payout and then just been like,
now
I can retire.
That right now.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was saying that. He goes, I quadrupled my net worth.
Yeah.
Like that was his thing,
My
right?
net worth.
The saying that's going around is like, I can't feed my kids with legacy. It's it's all about money.
More like just manage your fucking finances.
It's all about money.
I mean, that's always been the tough thing, right?
Live
with
like a peasant, you'll be
athletes,
fine.
you get thrown a lot of money. It's like you don't know how to handle it. You know. But the YouTubers thing, like fighting, I think it started with KSI and the Pauls, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, and then they did a couple more, like a rematch and stuff. So it kind of makes sense. It's like that's what's selling right now. The whole MMA
It's a
versus
business
boxing.
too, at the end.
Yeah.
Business as well.
I'm looking forward to the Pacquiao versus Jokovic fight. I can't wait for that one. It's gonna be so good. I'm gonna be at Rudy Hill.
Who wants to see
RSL.
Who wants to see Manny Pacquiao versus Jokovic?
If we're just gonna throw names together and see what sticks, let's just do that.
Man,
I can't wait for
Are they
Manny
gonna box?
Pacquiao
What are they
versus
gonna do?
Apple Diap. It'll be so good.
They're going to do stand up.
No, it's gonna be a fight
I mean,
in the ring.
It's a karaoke
I mean,
fight.
does Manny Pacquiao do stand up now as well to add to the long list of the things that he does?
Oh man.
I mean, he'd be the most successful one, mainly because everyone's just going to be laughing. just because they've been paid, bro.
Laugh at my jokes or
Yeah,
I will
man.
hit you.
It's that whole like dick riders, right? That guy's got like his entourage is like 20 deep, and that's on a Tuesday. Like, you know,
Yeah.
imagine on an actual night.
Yeah, but it sucks to think that, yeah, it does taint the sport a little bit, because you're like, ugh, you want to see two athletes at the top of their game, that are well matched, you know, competing against each other. But this one just feels like a money grab, 100%.
I think after this, people will divide the two things. There's going to be the real boxing, right? They should do this, but real boxing, and now there's going to be this promotion. We're going to call it, say, Triller or
Pro
like
boxing.
Triller.
Boxing entertainment. So boxing entertainment is going to be its own thing,
Yeah.
where it has all the spectacles and all that stuff. You're not going to expect tough competition there. It's just a money grab.
It's a show.
And then you have real boxing.
Like the Tyson fight.
Mm.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So they're going to like make sure they make a difference between the two. People can understand this is that. I think that because now everyone's too, like the lines are not blurred, you know, they're blurred. They need to have like clear lines of what is real and what is not, because people are just treating this thing as if it's a real thing. You know, like it's like watching a movie and thinking that, you know, the Avengers are real, but they're not.
They're not?
I think it's
not
like
real.
with any like top tier sports, right? Like where there's so many so many millions of dollars involved. There's always fuckery about, like, not just with I can't really think of like an honest
football.
sport that people watch. Like people throw money
They get
at
real
it.
passionate about it.
Yeah.
But I think maybe because it's teams and you're representing, maybe there's a bit more pride in that, like with basketball, you know, and football. I don't know. Maybe it's different. I don't know. I'm just
Even
it's out
then,
of
you
my-
still hear
my
of
mind.
stories of referees being like, you know, being bought and shit. Especially with
yeah,
NBA,
yeah.
like that's always like a big thing, right? Like you
think so,
going
yeah.
back to the '90s with, you know, Jordan and stuff.
Pretty sure. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, can you guys
'Cause it-
think of
it
a
generates
sport
so
that's
much money,
honest?
That's why as well.
A sports that's honest.
You always
Yeah.
think
Like honest, like in a sense, like it's a top tier, like big marketing kind of thing.
Like
But at the same time, it's not like
not
you
rigged.
can't really, you can't really cheat that shit.
The Olympics?
Tennis.
Oh, bro, the Olympics, man, that's one of the biggest fucking
Yeah, there's corruption all
yeah,
over.
hard,
a
bro.
lot of corruption. I think there's
Fucking
like whenever
Russia?
there's a lot of money involved, because then you could say the same for like music industry and stuff. Like
Yeah.
there's always extortion. You have to do this kind of thing. You're always gonna have that battle, because there's always gonna be. I'm watching that show, The Godfather of Harlem. Not sure if you guys have seen that. It's pretty dope. But it's about the 70s era when the mafia and the black guys, the gangs, Bumpy Johnson, and there's an episode where they really dive into Muhammad Ali, and like it was fixed from the beginning. Like they were saying, you have to go down at this point. But then you see his spiritual journey. He's like, no, I can't do it, not for the money. And then obviously, you know, that's when that legendary when he's doing the butterfly dance. Like he was supposed to be knocked out in that game. And this is like mob shit
Yeah,
involved. They're like, you know, you're going down, and a lot of money was lost because of that. When you have that kind of thing where people's lives are at stake, and I'm talking just the 70s. I don't know what it would be like now, but I think it's like it's naturally that's what happens when you have people with so much power. And you see something like this, it's a business. It's hard to, you know,
Yeah.
just let it happen naturally, or have some more powerful forces behind it that just, you know, want to like make something out of it, or, you know, extort it or some shit.
Well,
It's fucked,
everything's
but,
a
you know, it's
business.
like
You
that.
know, everything's a business. And once the money's involved, man.
Yeah.
It's like in history, man, like in the Colosseums. Remember fucking, what's that movie with Russell Crowe?
Gladiator.
He was supposed to die, but he got freed.
Yeah, man. There's always corruption and everything, man.
He was supposed to go down.
Maximus.
They couldn't. He was just too good. He overcame the corruption and he won the sport as well, and got his freedom.
that's because he won the people. That's why.
He won the people.
That's the
Same as
words,
Muhammad
right?
Ali. He was supposed to go down, but you know what? He was like, "I'm bigger than this."
It's like
The
Magic
people will
Magic
back me up
Johnson.
when I win.
It's like it seems like everyone's trying to change their fate or something like that. Like I want to move on to this new topic. Has anyone seen Loki, the first episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have
You've
seen
seen
that.
Loki? Like, so Loki just
Thanos.
came out, and I'm not going to go dwell into it because I want to talk about the series when it's finished. But the one of the concepts that Loki brings up is that the whole universe is going by this whole timeline where everything is supposed to
Meant to be.
is meant to happen. So what
Yeah.
happens is meant to happen. And then if you stray away from what you're meant to be doing, then you get sent to the time police, and then you have to face all these consequences about it. So
Yeah.
the thing is, like, do you believe in not only the multiverse but also that fate? Like, things happen for a reason. You're here for a reason, and what you're doing is, and what happens in the future is what happens and meant to happen.
I think before we go into that, I just wanted to call out the fact that first episode, all of the character development that Loki had in all of the movies, they combined it and condensed
That's the whole reason for that first episode.
into just one episode. They were like,
Wow.
he's evil and now he's good.
Because you know, like, they had to fix that little scrub off. You know, like, everyone likes the Loki that he is now, the good one. You know, that's gone through that journey, and then that scene where he goes through and sees his journey in the real timeline. The what do they call it?
The sacred timeline.
The sacred timeline, when you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do. He went through that development in like 2 minutes, and then So I want to talk about, like, if you really, we'll talk about the other topic I want to talk about. But, like, do you believe in, like, fate?
This is always, and I remember having this conversation with somebody about the idea of us having free will, but at the same time, God having a plan for us. Like, God's mapped our whole life out for us, but at the same time, we have free will. But it doesn't necessarily make sense if we are free to do whatever we want, but then God has planned everything for us anyway.
What if he didn't want free will?
Yeah.
Whoa, mind blown.
Yeah, like, give me free will against my own kind of, like, will.
Free will can be an illusion. Like, what we're experiencing, where we call free will, is probably like free will of what the surroundings are in this world and this timeline and this thing, and what we're supposed to be doing is meant to be happen. But the illusion is that we have that free will, which makes us happy. But if we find out about this whole thing, kind of like Loki did, like, then you start questioning it, and then, like,
Do you actually have free will?
do you have free will? Like, it comes to a point where, like, knowing that everything that you do is meant to happen, man, that could really fuck you up, man.
Yep.
Like, I'm supposed to do this podcast. We're supposed to be super successful with 10,000 friggin' followers and like 100,000 likes and shit. But like, okay, then I feel like I haven't earned it on my own merit. It's just supposed to happen, you know?
It's supposed to happen, yeah.
I know that these are really deep questions.
This is a deep question
to ask on a podcast.
But I like to hear, like, your thoughts on it, because, like, imagine if it was like that, like, what you feel, like, what you're supposed to be doing is what you're supposed to be doing. Like,
it definitely fucked with me, and like,
it would mess with you.
and growing up Roman Catholic, growing up Catholic, and thinking about that question really messed with me, and I was like,
So watching the Avengers kind of fuck you up even more. It's like, God is Stan Lee, and he's the one that's created the multi-universe.
You know, they're getting pretty risky with these things, because they're blurring the lines between
Reality.
us and TV, because with TV, these characters are going through are meant to happen because we've written that to be. But now they're going into it. The TV series that I'm watching is like saying that their world, this is supposed to happen because it's supposed to happen.
Yeah. Like, they conveniently said, so Loki is a time variant. He's gone off course or whatever. So they arrest him. And then he's like, but the Avengers have fucked it up. They went back in time, you know, and they say to him, oh, they were meant to do that.
Yeah, I mean, they could say that with anything now. They were like, that's an easy way to just, you know, that's lazy writing to me. So like, they didn't hit well on that. But the whole concept of it is interesting as fuck. Like, you know, it feels like, to me, Loki is more of this Loki here is more of a person who has his own free will, and the Avengers are just puppets. Like, that's what I see. Like, everyone that's in this timeline that's doing what they're supposed to be doing, they're just puppets of the higher power.
He's now free.
And now he's not free. Like, imagine that. Imagine being free to a point that you know that this is happening.
I'm gonna take that same concept and think, if you think about The Matrix, that movie The Matrix, right? Everybody is just in the Matrix, and they're plugged into the Matrix until Neo is finally set free from the Matrix.
Yeah.
But then there's a prophecy that he has to become the one. How messed up would that be? You're like, oh, I'm free from like being told this complete lie, and now I have to be this thing. Now I have to be this savior. I have to be this hero.
But then when you didn't question it, it was like, maybe this is a lie too, because everything else has been a lie.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have trust issues. Like, you're a guy who has like faced trust issues in the past. Like, how does it feel? I just
Points out, don't have
throwing it at me.
Just corners him.
Well, like
You've had trust issues before.
Trust issues, right? That's you. That's your role in this podcast. You're the trust issues guy.
like, it's an interesting thought. Like, I have any more details I want to bring out, but like,
you know what this conversation reminds me of?
What?
Like when that type of conversation you have when you're high.
Yeah.
I see. This is the thing. I'm kind of trying to be quiet, mainly because the shit that I would explain, like the way that I think of the thing, it's really hard to explain, bro. Like it's like, well,
Try.
okay.
Let's give it a go.
Okay, so the whole Loki thing, right? Just going like being the time masters or whatever. Essentially, the way that we look at time is like very similar, like singular kind of. It's going one direction,
Linear, yeah.
It's going forward. Think about it like, say, for example, like a cassette tape. You try to play that shit, and it's just going to go one direction. You can rewind it and shit, but it's essentially going from one point to another. And then CDs came in, and you can fucking skip from one point to another without having to travel that distance.
Yep.
You're basically time traveling, right?
Yeah.
But imagine like if that's still two planes, right? You've got the third dimension now. So you're not just going from one point to another, but you're going from that to another dimension.
You're an iPod and shuffle.
Yeah. So essentially, like for us, like for humans, we can't really perceive that other dimension. With these guys, they're going, oh yeah, we're the time masters and shit. But like they're still kind of constrained to this time thing. Like, oh, you have to get this shit done by this time. But you're a time master, dude. You're not constrained by time. Same way that we're not constrained by space. Like if we're trying to get from my house to your house, I get on a car. It's like, and then I can get to your place. It's not a thing of like, can we do it? It's like, yeah, when am I going to do it?
Yeah.
But now that you're master of time, it's not like you have to get it done by this time. It's like, am I going to do it? You know what I mean? Because time is no longer the constraint kind of thing.
Yeah.
So essentially everything that like, oh man, it's so hard to try and get this shit out into like words. But essentially the whole thing of everything that can happen and has happened is all in the same space at the same and at the same time. If you're still trying to like perceive it as think of this like as like every single particle that makes up everything, right? It's like a swimming pool, and every single like atom that makes up water and shit is like the universe that of the possibility of something that has happened, right? And everything is in the same pool. So essentially, the stuff that can happen, it's taken up the same place and the same space and stuff, but it's not like traveling through the same like timeline that we're thinking of. Mainly because like we're trying to perceive it as trying to go forward because that's what humans can only perceive, right? Yep. So essentially, if you were like that pool that I'm talking about, it's like the same. Like you're one thing, but you're made up of like smaller little
particles.
But each particle is the dimension or the same, like the universe that of a possibility of the multiverse that you're talking about. You know what I mean? So essentially, you're the one thing. You're in that place and you're in this place at the same time.
Is this like this is like quantum theory? Quantum.
I don't even know if this is like a quantum.
So
thing,
it's like
man.
it's like Schrodinger's. If you think about Schrodinger's cat. Right, so there's a there's a theory. Schrodinger's put his cat into a box. There's food and there is also poison. So with the box closed, the cat could either eat the poison or eat the food, and he won't know which one has happened until he's opened up the box. So his theory is until he opened up the box to observe whether the cat has died or not, that cat is both alive and dead.
But at the same time, this is like because he's trying to narrow it down. Basically, he was doing that to mock the fucking people that's going, oh, like the whole multiverse thing.
Yeah.
Like that's why he fucking did that shit.
Yeah.
And I think the cat survived. But essentially that whole multiverse thing, he put something else in there. Do you know what I mean? It's not just a cat. Someone else did that shit. Like it's just like an infinite number of different kind of possibilities, right?
Yeah.
But it's all taking up the same space and the same time because it's not a linear thing.
Yeah, we can't perceive that all of the different possibilities.
We're still trying to make sense of it as a human. You know what I mean? That's why we always.
Do you reckon supernatural is like another way to observe into another dimension that's happening at this same place? So if we see a ghost here walking by, that's just happening in another dimension.
It could be one
The whole
explanation of
ghost
it.
thing. Yeah, I mean maybe.
Because maybe we're sharing this earth with other dimensions. Everything's the same, like different layouts and stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
But we're sharing this earth and planet with this land and stuff. And then we just have little nudges of unexplained theories or unexplained situations that has happened. And then maybe that could be explained by you're just shifting the dimensions and stuff like that.
This is, I don't know if I told you. I'm pretty sure I told Ken, but I used to mess around with the whole dark web thing, right? And it's not just like for the crazy like shit. It's mainly just I want to read like documents and stuff that they had. And one of the things that they had there was, I mean, there's all this talk about Area 51, but there's like a separate place where basically like Area 51 is like it's like become this thing that they've leaned into because everyone's going, oh yeah, that's where the aliens are. It's like, yeah, fucking go think that the aliens are there, whilst the real shit is over here. And it's really not that far off. It's underneath the Vegas airport. But the thing is, the stuff that they talk about under there is they call it IDAs, they think it's interdimensional anomalies, or what do you call it? Like that and astrobiology, which is really biology coming from somewhere else.
Yeah.
But the whole IDA thing is the whole thing of what do you call it? Beings from other dimensions that are here now that shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And this is stuff that they've actually been like going, well, we need to keep this shit in check.
Because everyone will just go crazy if they know this shit.
Exactly, bro.
It's just like finding out like how Loki found out that time is linear.
Exactly.
Things are meant to happen. Imagine everyone knew that was happening.
Your whole world kind of goes like, well, what's real, bro? You know what I mean? But the stuff that they talk about, it's like, it's not even a thing of like say for example, like something like otherworldly, like rocks up into Earth, and the whole like the first thing is like, is it radioactive? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is that the worry, bro? This thing is like, don't even look at it, bro, because the thing will make you want to kill yourself because you can't
Fathom.
It's that thing, like our human minds can't try and make sense of it. That like people have been like pulling that like their eyes out and shit, like hitting, like these are soldiers and shit that peeked into the fucking door when the thing was open, like the guards and shit that's in front of the door. Dude's just like smashing his head against the wall, and just before, like when these guys were getting,
of this?
No. This is the stuff on the documents. Apparently, like when this guy was getting carried away, just before he was like gonna say what that thing looked like, he shot him. Like he got shot because just from the fear of other soldiers going crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is like stuff that's like, oh man, I don't know if I should have read this shit, man. Like,
yeah,
this is like really going on, bro. Like, yeah,
because it's just I think humans are really fragile people when it comes to your minds,
bro.
Because when you find out something is bigger than you are, the fact that you just negate everything that you have done in your whole life to a point that why are you worth living?
Yeah,
to a point, like, because like
you're insignificant.
You're so you're like the world in the whole space is just so big that you're just a size of an ant. So everything that you do, everything you believe is a success, especially 10,000 followers. Everything that you believe is a huge feat is nothing.
Yeah,
like you are nothing. You're as significant as that ant that you step on.
Damn.
But I mean that in
positivity
also,
from the cheat coders.
Like, from a governance point of view, right? You've got what 20 million people in Australia, 24 I think, 300 in America. Imagine trying to keep those people happy, like, or not worry even. You know what I mean? Like you see parents kind of like worry now, like fuck, you've got my 2 kids and they're running amok in the house. how do I keep them in check?
Yeah,
It's
man.
like have that sense of like everything's okay when really it's not.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that you don't tell people these things, right? You keep this shit from everyone. It's
Yeah.
kind of like the whole parents lying to the kids thing.
Yeah, because if you tell the kids what's really going on, or tell them how
bro.
the entire world works, then the kids will probably, like, you know, bang their heads against the walls as well.
I promise we're going to get to some Filipino content real soon. Or not.
These Filipino kids banging their heads against the Filipino wall.
People come in and like, oh man, I love these guys' content on the TikTok. Oh, the Earth is nothing, and the dimensions.
It is really interesting to think about, and I think, yeah, it is really difficult for us to fathom, and our minds may not be able to even handle what the truth is.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe if we saw an interdimensional anomaly, maybe we'll shit ourselves and want to shoot ourselves as well.
That what's it called? The example that you said, like our lives is kind of as meaningless as like the ants that we step on, kind of thing. Like imagine, like say if, I mean, as much as intelligent as humans think we are, like the stuff that we can understand or perceive. Imagine if, like, say we're the ant, right? And I'm trying to explain to an ant what Siri is. You know what I mean? Like, there's no fucking way. Like,
That's another level.
that's gonna be like
Another level
thinking,
of
like, bro, what
intelligence.
kind of dimension do they exist in, bro?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, like let alone fucking the concept of time and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like how, like that's like the kind of thing. Like, we're not gonna be able to try and perceive or like understand what's really going on, mainly because we're not there. Like, we physically can't.
Yeah.
Imagine they come down here and they just walk amongst us and be like, man, these guys are idiots.
Bro, they're walking through us. They're like, they're just existing with us, dude. And we're just thinking, oh yeah, everything, like the time's going this one direction.
Yeah.
Because, bro, I'm in there right now. I was there with you yesterday. I'm going to be there tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
Because you think it's just this one thing.
Bro, that'd be so cool, having vacations to like 1955. Well, maybe like if you're white.
Yeah, I know. You don't want to be there unless your last name's Smith or some shit.
You'll be in your tribal gear.
Oh,
With
man.
a spear.
I'll just go on holiday in the 90s.
1800s.
It's kind of okay. Still a bit of racism,
Still a bit of racism.
but it's a little more progressive
But-
in the 90s.
Having a, like, if we are to wrap our heads around it and that could be a new thing, just going on vacations to just different times, that'd be sick, man. Like, I am down for that. But yeah, I'll probably be, if that actually happens and I find out that time is not linear, then I probably
I'd
go
love to
crazy.
see the Philippines before colonization. That would be amazing.
That'd be sick.
Oh, I don't know, man.
I'd love to see it. I think it would be a completely different place.
So wait, are you thinking of just viewing it as an observer or actually being there and stuff?
amongst the people.
Yeah.
I mean, ¿por qué no los dos? Like, why not both? You know,
Oh,
like,
They'd
yeah,
probably
I
kill you.
suppose.
They'd probably think you're an alien.
Exactly.
Especially if you're
Yeah.
wearing that.
Yeah, look at you.
Or if you have to understand.
What are
like,
Jordans?
human
Who is
biology.
Jordan?
who is Jordan?
And I'm
Human
pretty sure
biology.
all of them has sent a dick pic of some sort on the wall and stuff.
Yeah, bro. Everyone's just writing.
Right, they're like making artwork on the wall.
Bro,
that's,
this is-
that's my dick.
You couldn't really like go against the wall, right? And then put like draw around your dick because your dick is against the wall. But you know when people go, oh, let me see your hand and see how big it is.
So
That's why you've got all these cavemen fucking writing, like putting their hands on the prints on the walls and shit, because they're really trying to go, hey, look, check me out. Look how big my hands are.
I'm still at the part where you're just like, oh, your dick's on the wall, so you can't be able to draw your
Yeah,
dick.
you can't go around it, bro. You got like your dick's pressed against it.
If you hump the paint and then you hump the wall, dick prints right there. Maybe we haven't been seeing like art. Maybe we've
God.
just been seeing a lot of dick prints.
Oh my god!
That was the caveman Tinder back in the day. Just handprints. You go, oh, this motherfucker's got a big one.
That's where the whole theory of like the thumb and
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
the thumb and
exactly.
the index is the size of your penis.
That's why
When they
it's
see the
all like
handprint,
that,
oh man,
bro.
that handprint, ooh, one hell of a man.
They call him Buffalo apparently.
Because he strangled him with his dick.
Tick Balong or some shit.
Does anyone have anything some filler content that we should put up here just for like a little break before we get into other topics?
Well, one of the things I was mainly about the Tresse thing, right? This is kind of just a story, mainly because I saw there was a part in the first episode where they had the water, and then she was dropping the leaves and shit, and it's like a very I don't know, kind of like witchcraft kind of thing, right? But essentially, like you said, like when you'd like to see Phil's before the whole colonization thing. But essentially, like we were a pagan country, right?
Yeah, it'd be paganistic.
This is why like everyone was doing like the whole Aswangs are real. We were like worshipping the sun and the land and stuff. One of the things that she did with the water is something that my grandma used to do, but not to find out what's like she put leaves in that thing. But what my grandma used to do is she used to put the butcher knife right on the stove, heat it up, and then she'd be like mumbling a prayer or something, and then later on she'd get like a candle, and she'd put that over the bowl of water, and put the candle on the hot knife. So obviously that candle would start melting, and that would trickle onto the water, and then that would form a picture of what was. So
it's like
I kind of got ahead of myself. The last time I saw this shit was my sister was like, she'd been sick for like a week.
Yeah.
Doctors were saying like, oh, everything's cool, like she's all right. Yeah. But she just couldn't stop crying and shit. And then until my grandma did that, and then fucking the thing that formed in the wax was it was a face of a clown, bro. And it was like a cartoonish look. Like it's not like, oh, it looks like a clown. I'm trying to find a face, but it looks like if you told a kid to draw a clown, that's what it looked like. Yeah. And I was going, holy shit, bro. Like, and then basically after that, she would crunch up all of the wax, and then the stuff she'd put that on my sister's forehead, on her hands and shit. Yeah. And then it was keep the stuff underneath her pillow when she goes to sleep. The next day, like my sister was all right, bro. And apparently the whole thing was like my sister used to go to this preschool, and this big fucking poster of the place was called Happy Clown. And then the fucking poster of it was like this fucking huge, like scary looking, a fucking clown looks scary, but like how do you fucking, how do you explain shit like that? You know what I mean?
So it's like so candle weird. Wax that was helping out what the situation.
We'll just try and figure out what's bothering my sister.
Yeah.
And that's the face that popped up on the wax. And I was like fucking around going, let me try. And I was just like mumbling whatever. I wasn't like thinking of anything. Like,
how old were you when?
Last week?
I think it was like, I must have been like in year 6 or something.
Yeah, yeah. So you guys were quite young.
Yeah. But when I tried it, the wax didn't form anything. It wasn't even like forming one thing. Yeah. You know, it was just like all over the place, like dots everywhere. Someone was like sinking. Yeah. It didn't look anything like the stuff that my grandma did.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Crazy.
And so it's like stuff like that. Like, there's no explanation for it. If it's a coincidence, a fucking crazy coincidence, right?
Yeah.
But
I had that type of experience when I was in the fields. I got sick. And they called like it must have been the yayas of the place that I was staying at, the maids. They called the witch doctor or somebody, and they came in and had a piece of ginger, and they were kind of like peeling it with their teeth, and they were like putting it on my hair, they're putting it on my hands and stuff like this. They were saying something about my grandmother and whatever, and they were effectively trying to cure me with this piece of ginger. My uncle comes in and he's like, what are you guys doing? Take him to the hospital. They took me to the hospital. I was there. I had to
get Panadol.
Yeah, they gave me antibiotics. They were like, he's got pneumonia. Sorry, and you're trying to cure him with ginger.
I'm trying to find the connection because this is a generational thing. So that generation had witchcraft and ways to creative ways to figure out like how to fix things and make people feel better. And then the next generation decides to have Vicks vapor rub. So Vicks became a whole thing. I don't know if it came from witchcraft or anything, but
maybe it did, bro. Maybe
Vicks is made out of though. just melted wax and ginger.
Hey.
Probably
It just fixes everything,
A
bro.
little bit of eucalyptus as well. A little bit of eucalyptus.
It's like a default. Like
It is.
it shit will
I remember
fix
when I was a
anything.
kid, like whatever I had, Vix would be there to help me through my situation. Like, you know, you're feeling kind of sick, or you got a fever, here's some Vicks. You got a toothache, here's
If you
some
don't have
Vicks.
any glue at home,
Here's some Vicks. You're going through a breakup, here's some Vicks.
It's so big. There was
For your eyes.
like all the superstition stuff again. I remember my dad would always say, if I would be washing the dishes and I'd be singing, he's like, "Don't sing while washing the dishes. You'll become a widower." And I'm like, "What?"
He's just saying that you just sing really bad.
Yeah, probably.
yeah, he's gotten sick of you singing.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So he's going, shut the
You know what?
fuck up.
Shut the fuck up,
if
or
my
your future
son-
wife will die.
If my future son would kept singing every single day, even I'd make some shit up. You know,
Yeah.
I'd make some shit up. I'd be like, you know what? If you sing at this time of day when I am around, you're gonna be a widower.
Or the like when you, and I think we've talked about this on the podcast before, but when you drop a fork or a spoon on the floor, it's like maybe see the tayo, like somebody
Yeah.
we're gonna have a visitor, right? It's like what?
I'm just picturing this whole time travel thing, right? And if you travel to the day that your dad said that shit to you, and then it turns out you just misheard him. He's like, "Stop singing, you weirdo." He's like, "What do you say about my widower?"
In your mind is like it's a superstition.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what it is. All these superstitions, it's miscommunication. Chinese whispers. This is Filipino whispers.
Fucking hell.
Everyone's just passing down wrong facts.
He's just like he drop a fork and he's buisit na to, and he goes, "Who's got a visitor?"
Oh man.
Someone's coming over.
And when you sneeze, someone's thinking about you. Like, no, I said bless you. Fuck. Shit.
One thing I did try. My grandmother, and I don't know if you guys know this, but when she was making sinigang, you take a teaspoon and you put it in the bottom of the pot,
Yeah.
and it like as you're boiling the stew, boiling the sinigang, and it makes the meat more tender.
Is that true?
I've tried it, and it does. And I didn't. I thought it was weird at first because I was helping my grandmother.
Say again. Say it again. Sorry.
When you're making the sinigang, you take a teaspoon, or
Yeah.
just a normal teaspoon, leave it in the bottom of the pot as it's boiling the thing.
Yeah.
And I remember helping my grandmother, and I was like, "Lola, you left a teaspoon in there." She's like, "Leave it there. It will make the meat more tender." And I thought she was going senile, but
Yeah.
when I tried it, when I was making some sinigang, I was like, "Holy shit, the meat actually gets more tender." I don't understand how it works.
Yeah, maybe it's the brain thing. Maybe if I tell you things, it'll make things what it
I was just trying
is.
to think how that came about. Someone accidentally dropped it in there.
Yeah,
And you go,
exactly.
"Holy shit, it's more tender." But really, it tastes exactly the same. It's just they didn't want to get in trouble.
Yeah,
and
and
go, "Who the fuck dropped
the
the spoon in
the
there?"
only difference
It was
is
my
that you
grandma.
got implemented an idea that this is more tender.
It was good
than
marketing,
is
It was,
before.
it was my grandma. She
Manipulation.
dropped it in there. She's like, "Oh no, I meant that.
Yeah, I know.
I meant to do that. Leave it there. It makes it better."
No, it's like an excuse now. It's like you go, "Oh, this meat is really tough." It's like, because you didn't put a fucking spoon in it. Leave it in there, dickhead. It's just an scapegoat, bro.
That's probably it. Superstition is just passed down, miscommunication, messages, the whole lot, man. Like, that's what I'm starting to believe now. Like, I'm gonna start making shit up for my kids, so they could
Miscommunication.
talk about it on their podcast.
Oh my gosh. What are like miscommunication things? Like when someone goes, "Oh, motherfucker," and you go, "Motherfucker din sana."
Miscommunication is all funny, man. It's like I'm starting to get old to the fact that I can't really understand. I mishear things.
Hey, Nats, do you have any philo like superstitions that your family has?
I think you guys have said pretty much all of them, man. It's all the classic ones that you get as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't jump in New Year's, you won't grow taller. So I fucked up there. Should have listened, but yeah, things like that, man. It's just, yeah, I think it's the same thing.
Oh,
I don't know where these get passed down from.
has your parents ever, like, maybe it's a scientific thing, like when you were a kid they started rubbing your nose or like
Yeah, to
pulling
make
your
it
nose
more,
to make it more
Slimmer.
slimmer?
Yeah,
And then every time I rub my nose, it's like, no, you can't do that. You're gonna make your nose flat in your future.
All you need to do is just
Yeah.
do boxing, because like I got hit in the nose, and now my
Or
my nose has this like ridge there, and I remember like my family being like, you have a nice looking nose. I'm like, what? No, the hair in your nose is looks slimmer and whatever, and I'm like, yeah, if you really want this type of nose, just get hit in the face with like, you know.
It's been broken. Wait, did they break your nose when you were boxing?
I don't know, maybe.
You have a very triangle nose.
Yeah,
I've never looked at your nose deeply as I'm
Actually,
looking at it now.
Don, your nose is sexy as shit.
Pointy. It's
Wait,
pointy.
It's
look this way.
pointy.
Look this way, real quick. Ooh,
I'm
I
feeling.
thought it was the other way around,
feeling
man.
very
I thought if you get
self-conscious.
punched in the face, it just flattens your nose. Like
It can happen.
maybe like because you're getting hit sideways. Maybe it's just like.
I mean,
probably
I've
the
seen.
top part here.
I mean, yeah.
It's multiple hits
I've got
to
a
mold
ridge.
it into what it is now. It's not just one hit.
A bunch of jabs.
Yeah.
A friend of mine actually broke his nose playing rugby, and his nose was like dubbing it. It was like
Yeah.
crooked, and he just never got it fixed. So his nose.
So it's still like that.
Yeah.
Don't they do that thing of like popping it back in place?
He just never did that.
Oh,
Oh,
unbelievable.
that's bad. That's bad.
I always think
But he
about
didn't
like
care.
that's
He was
what
like,
it would look
whatever.
like when I eat roast chicken. You know the cartilage bit.
What about it?
Yeah,
Yeah, down the spine, because it's essentially what this is, right?
Yeah, it's just cartilage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like, oh man,
Yeah.
look like young Michael.
Oh man, there you go. Some
Let's
Filipino
get some,
content for you.
All right, cool. Filipino content. Back to the weird shit. So
Filipinos is philo noses.
apparently they're creating an Earth 2. So
What?
yeah, this is an Earth 2, a virtual Earth. I'm gonna like cool. Nats, do you have any like? Do you know anything about this? Because I'm gonna put the website on and I'm gonna read
Oh wait,
The
I
premise.
completely missed what you said.
Earth 2. So Earth
It's a
2.
virtual
Yeah, I
world.
know
Earth.
not heaps, but I know just the whole tech behind it, the whole thing that's happening with that.
What's
I can,
happening
I can,
behind
I
it?
can jump in with it. a
Yeah,
bit.
man, go for it.
Yeah, so how about you guys go first?
All right,
Like,
let me just get this
what it-
website going.
Just do the thing, Raph, and then we can build off on it.
So, wait, just
So the
before you
website
get that
is
started,
earth2.io.
Yeah, so the website
It's the metaverse.
it's practically real estate, virtual real estate, right?
And then there isn't much to it, but you can see it looks like two Earths stuck together.
Oh, that's
kind
just
of thing.
this is kind of like a visual representation of it. But
Yeah.
it seems like it's been done before.
I wish Earth 2 would have a better internet because I can't really
But
deal with this shit.
Australia looks like it's gone for $12.58, and it's up
Here we go.
12,481%.
Let
Hey,
me
can you
read
pass
this
me the
out to
link
you.
so I can see what you're looking at.
So
Too?
Earth2.io.
It's on the WhatsApp, bro.
Oh yeah,
On
yeah.
the WhatsApp. So
Oh,
Earth
nice.
2. Earth 2 is a futuristic concept for a second Earth, a metaverse, between virtual
Metaverse.
and physical reality in which real-world geolocations on the section map correspond to the user-generated digital virtual environments. These environments can be owned, bought, sold, and in the near future, deeply customized. So a virtual scale of 1-to-1 version of the Earth is inevitable, and Earth 2 is the beginning of this exciting future. Phase 1 is now live and represents the central global body that aims to determine ownership of digital assets and property inside this futuristic virtual metaverse of Earth.
This is the beginning of the simulation.
I just want to say I killed that rating. Yeah.
Good job, man.
Bro, that was
That's some
10
10K rating. You're on another level. That's some Joe Rogan shit, bro.
That's 10K followers reading,
The
bro.
confidence,
Oh,
man,
shit.
is building. Like, so essentially, like they're making this Earth,
Yeah.
and putting onto the internet, and now we can buy lands or like kind of like
Property.
like little cubes of the Earth. So potentially, I can buy your house. Like I could be petty,
Virtually.
and in virtual world, I own your house.
Yeah,
Your
didn't they say
land.
that Australia is $12 right now?
Yeah, $12.58.
Why isn't anyone snapping that up?
No, not Australia as a whole. I think land in
I
Australia.
think the land,
the
yeah.
land
So
price,
it's like the land price, so the stock price. It's if you're thinking about stock prices and stuff.
Oh,
at the moment,
per
Australia
unit is 12.
Yeah, it's $12.58.
Got
So
my hopes up.
I mean, Germany's a little cheaper, $10.99. You know,
It's an
for-
interesting
for-
concept
Shout
because
outs
this
to
whole
Germany.
world where we're now we're just putting like virtual things as stocks.
But this isn't the first time. Like there was another online, I suppose, world. It's called Real Life, and that's when like you had your own, what do you call it? Like characters and stuff, and you walk around the whole online currency, like that went from making shoes like customized like clothing for my avatar,
Yeah.
to owning like real estate, right? Like this whole island or like this lobby, and those things were going for like hundreds of thousands of dollars, like real world money.
Yeah.
When
being
was that?
sold.
Kazuya? Was
Oh
that
man, this was like
recent or quite a while ago?
2012, 2013.
Yeah, years
I think
ago.
the timing
Like
was wrong.
real life is like, it's a shitty looking game, bro.
I think if you wanted to
Oh,
do
yeah.
that type of concept, I think now's the time.
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone's inside
definitely.
doing their thing, and like everyone's into this cryptocurrency.
Yeah. I think this is,
NFTs, join them all that together, and then you can create kind of this
Exactly.
like
it's going to be like a simulation.
Yeah.
of
Effectively.
of
Pretty
another
much,
world.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like our own multi-universe, like, you know, but not really.
There's that game, the video game movie with like
Ready Player One.
Ready
With-
Player One. Yeah,
With
yeah.
the video games all merged together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you've got this virtual world that's basically more worth a lot more than the real world, right?
Yeah.
It's like everyone's pouring all of their resources to spend time there rather than the real life.
I was reading into it, like this could be potentially one of the most cleverest scams in the world, or it could be like a huge scam, like no one even knows. Like it could be disguised, because we're in a world now where cryptocurrency exists, NFTs exist. Like you have to be a bit more careful now, because people are like, scammers are going to scam.
Scammers
if
gonna
this-
scam.
Especially with
Yeah.
something that's so not
Regulated.
as familiar. It's very easy to sort of take advantage of people, because people don't fully understand it. So that's why you hear of like big wins. A lot of Ponzi schemes essentially are being built from it. I'm going to explain what this actually is, but I think what I need to do is I'm going to try and do it really quick and not, if I go on a tangent, just stop me, because I tend to do that a lot. But to understand this sort of metaverse thing, and we'll use Earth 2 as an example. I've actually got a few other ones on different metaverses, and I'll explain how that all ties in. I think you guys will actually really enjoy it. That's why I keep telling Rafs, like, I think you really like this, dude, because it's all like multi-universes. It's like the Avengers. It's blurring digital and things like, because we're content creators. It's just it looks really bright. But right now there's a lot of noise, and all you're hearing is what you see in the news. But fundamentally, you're gonna have to understand what this is. This whole metaverse thing. You have to understand that it's essentially NFTs. And then when you think of NFTs, you have to bring it back to crypto and what crypto is. And in terms of crypto, you guys generally know what crypto is, right? It's like it's a form of currency. It's traded like in the stock, like it's in a stock exchange.
Yeah.
And all it is really is code. And it's put on an online ledger, which is the blockchain. So if you think like a bank, the ledger, when you do a transaction, you have an intermediary, which is the bank, that does records that this transaction was made. Don gave Raf $5. Done. They're the guys that control it. They can do what they want with it. With crypto, it's end to end. And because the technology that's built, it's not supposed to be really owned. There's developers for it, but they don't actually own it. They upgrade it, and obviously it benefits them because they are the developers. There's rewards or whatever. But that's where you get these crypto miners. So if you're a miner, what you're doing is you're essentially you're the bank now doing these transactions. And I'm not going to go deep in the tech, but the tech is built with so many levels of code that whatever's on the blockchain, that's it. It's precise because it's technology. It's like, you've removed the bank from that sense. So now moving forward, if you guys have heard of like Ethereum, which is the second largest crypto, the difference with Ethereum as opposed to Bitcoin, which is the traditional, send a piece of code that represent 5 Bitcoin or whatever Bitcoin. Ethereum has a thing called, what it was built first was with smart contracts. So while Ethereum is sent like a currency as well, the smart contracts is actually something that is a bit of technology that can actually perform an action, not just send like a money or whatever it is. So what you're seeing here with Ethereum, it's actually a layer of, it's like the internet, and you can actually build on top of it. It's like, when the internet came out, then you started getting websites, you started getting, what is it that makes up the internet? This is what was made on it. This layer of technology now, the blockchain, with the introduction of smart contracts, now you're actually allowed to build apps and decentralized finance. So there's like exchanges within the blockchain that aren't controlled by a bank or anything. It's literally it can almost like pretty much act on itself. And I don't want to get into like too much detail of that. But the second phase with NFTs, how you have to see it is like the blockchain, it's permanent and it's validated and it's public. So the difference with the internet, this is like a classic NFT example, and I love to use it because people will be like you know how you buy an NFT, like you'll go on a website, but if you purchase it, what validates that is it's on the blockchain. So if there's like 5 cheat coders tokens that are worth, I don't know, it really dictates what the people think of it. But if you buy that online ledger that it records it on, it'll only ever validate that these 5 people bought it, because you can trace it back to the source. That's what gives it its value. Obviously, you're going to think like, why is that valuable though? Like, maybe there's no value in that right now. There's a lot of things that are being traded that are overinflated just because people think, oh, it's going to be worth a lot because this. That's why you're seeing like artists like cashing in early, especially large ones that have the resources. Like you have Eminem, The Weeknd. They can do that because they already have a following. And you'll have people buying their NFTs, not even knowing what it is. It's so hilarious because you'll find people, it's like, yo, I bought this thing, but I didn't realize it's just an image. What the fuck? And it's funny because it's like, once again, it's the understanding. Like a lot of people are feeling gypped about that, but you don't know, that could be worth something. It's speculative.
Yeah.
You can't say it is because once again, crypto itself is already a speculation. Like, you know, there's so much noise already. Whether what the price will be, it's on the technology is just being introduced. Now, the change with this smart contract thing that I'm telling you about is when you transfer that NFT, now you're able to transfer this thing, and now, because that bit of code, it can communicate with an app, like a DApp or whatever it is, decentralized app. Earth 2 is a great example because that's now, you know, someone set up this app on the Ethereum blockchain. And essentially, it's a map of the world. You've got all these land plots or whatnot, and you can buy it. I've heard about this because I know a lot of people have bought into it, pouring thousands of dollars. And you're going to get a lot of people with money that can afford to do it because that's a classic thing, right? The rich, if you got the money to invest already, you're already ahead. If a new stock comes out, you're in the prime position to be in an early listing and buy like, I don't know, 10% of the shares of the full pool or whatever it is. So a lot of people are, you know, throwing money into this thing because it could be the next big thing. I don't know if it will be. It might not. But what I'm so fixated on about it is this new level of like, you know, the blockchain technology, what you can do with it, like the things that you can do on top of it. So I'll give you like an example of one game that I'm playing. And these games, like, it's funny because you can call it a game, right? But essentially all it is, it's like almost gamified trading because it's decentralized finance. A lot of these things have an intrinsic value. Like it'll always have that value. Like, for example, if you buy a game, right, you play Diablo or World of Warcraft, you buy items and shit, but you can never really own it. Like if you stop playing the game, that's it. Like you've paid the developer, but it's not like that money is floating. It's just going to the game and they upgrade the game or whatnot. Once it's finished, it's like, yeah, I paid for my entertainment. It's fine now. I'm finished. This has put a spin on things because the whole reason this is coming up is now having true ownership of what you own on the internet. Because if you look in the wild scale of things, who really owns everything that everyone's putting up? You've got your like Facebooks, Instagram, like you post a picture, but really they're holding that image. They're a lot of the revenue that it gets made, it's going through an intermediary. Everything that we have goes through an intermediary. That's why these big tech, they make so much money. Like, you know, Spotify. A lot of this money is just going back into the same company that keeps this engine going. By removing that, the value of things that you actually have, you can actually truly own it, and you can send it to someone, yada, yada, go on. Am I with you guys? Because I don't know if I'm like...
No, keep going.
You keep going,
I'm
man.
kind of jumping like back and forth. But like back to the whole decentralized app. I'll give you an example. One that I've joined, it's called Upland. You can actually download it on your phone. What makes Upland good is because it makes it easier for people to join the ecosystem. It doesn't even tell you it's an NFT. Like you'll think you're just playing a game. You can load your money into the account, and it's the same concept. You can buy plots of land, and it's tethered to the real world. So just imagine Google Maps, but then it's got all the plots of land from a particular city. They're obviously, it's still starting out. They're rolling it out. They've only released like 5 cities. The first was San Fran, and now new cities are coming out. I've probably paid about $100, just money in. I picked up a few lands, just getting used to the ecosystem. Like, what is it? Why do people buy certain things? Why this? Why that? And just an example, you see these things getting traded because it's all live in the blockchain as well. But as a funny example, I've kind of hawked a few landmark properties that I think will have value. And the other day I bought, because they released Chicago, the city. So first thing, because I've realized I've done this a few times, I Googled straight away, like, what's popular in Chicago? Like, what's a great city in Chicago or whatnot? And me being a hip hop guy, I was like, I wonder where Kanye's childhood home is. Like, where is that? So I found the address, and I knew the release was coming. And it's not like, these aren't like massive. They're not like Facebook. They're not Facebook status type developers yet. Like, they'll auction other things, but it's not, you can't expect them to know every like location that might be worth something. Yeah. So me being me, I woke up at 5 a.m. and I got really lucky. There was about, the way the game works, you have this little token that keeps moving. And if you happen to land on top of like over certain properties, you can either buy them or not. And it has to be real money. Beauty is you can sell it. It's not like the money's gone. But basically I scooped up Kanye's land, his childhood plot. And it was funny because it was a bunch of guys that I know that you can see how much they've spent in the game. And these guys are like whales. Whales is the term if, you know, if you're a crypto whale, you own a lot of a certain asset. Yep. And these guys have poured like 10 grand in the game. You can see it because it's like their net worth in the token price is over 10K. So they're like a director. And I'm this little guy, 5 a.m. hit, I woke up and I just scooped in and just bought it in front of them. And I got really lucky. I don't know how I got it. The moment I bought that, immediately I was getting offers, people trying to buy it from me. And I just said no. Like, well, I've got it
How
now.
much were they offering, bro?
The highest I got was about $200.
How much
which
did you
isn't
buy
bad
for?
For a game, 200 USD.
Yeah.
You bought it for 200 USD?
No, I bought it for $3.
Ooh.
I'm getting offered 200, but this is like, once again, you're playing with people that are speculating that this is probably going to be a thing, and you see the roadmaps for some certain games, right? That they're going to introduce things like you can start opening businesses on plots of land. Then they're looking at things like, oh, we're probably going to start getting cars in the game, so you can drive cars. And obviously, as these things grow, they're looking at real world like partnerships. Yeah. And one thing that you start seeing the blur. So what they're seeing is when things start to open, like right now I'm building my first building. I'm so proud. Like, it's a virtual it's a virtual building. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I'm building a house. I'm not really building a house, but there's a utility. And once again, everything on this metaverse and Earth 2 or whatever metaverse you're looking at, because of this technology, it gives it like a utility. It's not just like a thing. Whether what that does, like what they're saying is you can open little businesses in these little dApps, centralized apps, and you could do whatever the fuck you want. You could, like, I don't know, maybe sell something. And the funny thing is people are like saying in the near future, you're going to have people that might actually approach you and like, I actually want to buy my virtual land from your game. Like, these kind of deals might happen because it's just where the people are at, right? The hot thing, wherever it is. And because it's so early, only the people really playing is the people that are in the ecosystem or whatnot. So yeah, I've got like small ideas. I bought the only 3 that I could say that I've bought that is somewhat, I think, have a bit of value. I got Kanye's childhood home. I got the house from the Godfather movie, which is on Staten Island. And I also got this roundabout in the Wu-Tang Clan district in Staten Island. It's a particular street, and I don't think anyone knew what it was, because I was the only one that scooped it up. But if you Google it, I was like, oh, I feel like I could do something with this. And what that is, I don't know yet. But
we should buy Mandruit for what's it called?
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
the one full boys will buy it off you.
If they open Australians, like I already know if they open London, like I'm going in to get, you know, things that mean something to me, like personally, and things that I think this is, you know, might be popular.
Where
and
the
just to give you
Beatles were
grasp,
crossing the
they
road
do
and
have
shit.
auctions within the game, and they'll sell proper landmarks. Like, I don't know if they've done Statue of Liberty, but you'll see things going for auction for tens of thousands of dollars with the idea that someone's going to be able to build something on top of this app. And the thing you have to strip away from all this, all these pictures and all these things, every little bit of whatever it is, think of it as just like a piece of code linked to another ledger It's just
Yeah.
crypto. Just it's almost like gamified, but
Yeah.
you've added another layer where this thing, whereas that's the difference with NFTs and crypto, right? Crypto is what NFT is non-fungible token, whereas crypto is fungible. So if you have a Bitcoin, you trade it for a Bitcoin, it's the same thing. It's the value stays the same. With these things, like those plots of lands that you're seeing, there's probably gonna be a lot of rubbish ones, but there's gonna be some particular ones as well that are unique. Whereas depending on the size of the lot, depending where it is, and it changes the whole thing. You're seeing the behavior of why people buy things. You see it in the real world. You see people in this metaverse, like they've built these tokenized railway stations that you need to use to jump from different cities within the game. And like they might just be, it might not be where the real train station location is. It's just for the purpose of the game. And you're seeing people buying around that and reselling those lands for quadruple the amount of what it should be. But you're seeing the same human behavior just in digital.
It's like Monopoly.
Well, it was inspired by Monopoly, and I'm just using that game as an example. So that's like a really good, I guess.
What's it called, bro?
Upland.
This one's called Upland. I'll send you the link later. Actually, I'll send you a link because I get a referral. I send it to you. It's really good.
Yeah, man. It's an interesting world we're living in, man. Like everything is just like going into crypto. Everything's going into this world.
NFTs.
Is it on your phone or on your PC? Or
The good thing about Upland is the thing that makes it hard for NFTs and crypto. It's just hard. Like you have to make a digital wallet. You need to do all these things. But the way I see it and why I'm so invested, it's not like a money thing. I think that's where I got really hooked in a sense. I know a lot of people are in it for the you do see the gains, but it's because a lot of it is a Ponzi scheme. Because it's a lot of people that aren't really educated on what it is. There's a lot of hype for certain things, and when it dies down, it crashes. Like anything, and that's not even just crypto. That's just anything, whether it's a business, whether it's a new platform, whatever as well. But it's what was I trying to get?
It's like collectibles coming back, but then it actually
Pokemon cards.
Yeah, man.
Essentially.
Those things.
With
Those
money.
things. Yeah.
It's
the utility part I think makes it really big. There's things that do get value just because they're linked to a certain thing that gives it that. So that's why a lot of early musicians, they're selling whatever, and it links back to them. Whether it is really worth anything or not, you'll never really know because once again, it's so early. But I think it'll change a lot of things, and it'll blur the lines between reality and the internet, how we use it. So like another great concept, like whenever you buy. Just think maybe in a couple of years, and you won't even see it. It'll be seamless. It's not going to be like they're going to flick a switch and then suddenly the internet changes. If you notice anything about technology, it just kind of happens, and that becomes the norm. Is that right? Like you guys get me? Like when Facebook integrated, everyone's on it for a bit, and it just becomes the normal. It's not going to flick a switch. But the thing with crypto, in order to buy it, you need your own digital wallet. Yeah. With me, and then you can like buy and you can store everything, like basically it just holds whatever you own that's on the blockchain in this thing. It's your special pouch, your NFTs, your crypto or whatnot. But the beauty of it's like a one login for anything. So for example, for me to access like this game, I can log in with my wallet and all my stuff's in there in that inventory. Same way if I log into like an exchange, I think I'm just going to buy. You know how we operate now, for us to be a part of any ecosystem, you have to make a freaking login for everything. I need a login for my Instagram. I need a login for my Facebook. And if everything's integrated in one and everything's accounted for and recorded, then there's like, what exactly are you going to be like, It's like so public that
I
don't know if I'm getting you guys, but
people can
that whole
see
concept as
what
well.
you're buying as well. It's like it's
like you truly
100%
own what you buy in that sense.
That thing of moving to digital stuff, right? Downloading music and shit, and like you mentioned, like say all of the stuff that I've like all the music that I've paid for, if I die, like that goes to, well, that's it, it's gone because I can't really give that to someone else. But the whole thing of like having an NFT kind of brings it back to before when we used to buy music and having that tangible shit like that.
Yeah,
we take it home and it's ours. So I'm kind of guessing, like, say if artists were to bring out, say, 10,000 songs or like sold 10,000 copies of this song, later on, like if someone else wants to listen to that music, they'll have to either buy it from you or buy it directly from the artist, kind of thing. Right?
This is the. I like that you brought that up because the thing that really interests me because of music, the music background that we're in, it's like, how do you monetize? Like, artists have been dicked for so long. Like, you make music, it goes, Spotify gets most of it. Like, you don't really, there's nothing tangible. Even gigging, like you saw the worst of it when you go live gigs. You can't do live gigs anymore. You can't even sell your merch.
Yeah.
So even merch is like tough, Like, what's an income stream for artists? Like, you're really the slave of intermediaries all the time. And the beauty of it, like, I like that you brought that example up because one, for example, an artist releases like an album. And but what's the difference? Like, okay, I sell it as an NFT. I'll release it as an NFT. Cool. It's still going to be on Spotify. This isn't going to kill Spotify. It's still going to be commercially released because you need that reach. If you sell it as an NFT and you have to buy it, that artist is not going to get heard at all. Like, how are they going to hear it? Like, everyone's going to pay for this, whoever this is. Maybe if you're famous already, that's the difference. But the difference is, like, for artists, like, I'd really encourage, like, if you're savvy, and it's hard because it's like, it's so much you have to learn just to really understand this shit. But there's so many things. It's like a time of innovation that you can do to utilize the technology. Because the way I see it is, for example, you release an album, like who's an artist that we know, doesn't matter, and they're underground. And then they release maybe some digital assets just for fun. It might not be worth anything now, but they release like the album cover, like B-roll photography, maybe like something with the lyrics or whatever, just something really personal, photography, I don't know, like a token, whatever. They sell it or they give it away or whatnot. And these smart contracts are smart where you can sell something or give it away, but if that gets sold in the secondary market, the artist will always get a royalty. That's another thing you have to remember. That's like an amazing thing, right? So you could just give away a bunch of shit. If it keeps getting resold, you're always going to get a cut from that. Yeah. But if they release, like they release an album, then they release an NFT giveaway or whatever to their song, the true fans buy it, whatever. Maybe they buy it just to support their guys. Like, I really like you. I'm going to get your NFT. Or maybe they just do it as a giveaway. If you buy a physical copy of my album, I'll give you an NFT, a digital collectible, just as for fun or whatever. Later down the track, what if this mystery artist just blows up, like he's literally multi-platinum, like Jay-Z status? What's the value of going to be this thing that literally ties you to that artist? And there's only maybe like 20 of them that he released or sold or whatever. Does that make sense? Because you're almost playing on someone's. It's like, the thing I like about music is it's because it's personal. Like, if you replace these digital NFTs tied to an artist, it's essentially like you're selling them like the original. Like, this is Nas's notebook that he used. Yeah. How much is that worth? Like, how much was that worth before Nas was Nas? Probably nothing. He probably just chucked it away or gave it away. But after, it's like, wow, it's almost an incentive. And it's also like, you can look at it so many different angles. I'm just throwing you different things. What's another way? Like, if you just purely support an artist, instead of sending like a donation page, can you donate to my cause? At least they get something. You don't know what it is. It could be like that NFT could be just like a token that says this grants you like a voice call to see me. You just present the thing, like you'll be able to see it and you can call them. Shit like that you can build on, if that makes sense. I can see this happening for like concert tickets because you can't, like, what's the like if you have the token, you're seeing that already. Like, some people are selling the I think Illmind, the producer, he sells these tickets that lets you go into his live stream. And it's done and dusted. He gets the full profit from that. You can validate it, and you get a souvenir. You'll always have that in your wallet. Imagine if you can like keep every ticket that you've had from a concert or any movie cinema that you've bought or whatever it is.
Very cool.
If that makes sense. And this is the final one that I'm gonna say. But this is obviously like just speculative. We might get there sooner than later. It might be years from now. But tying real life assets to NFT, to DeFi, finance, decentralized finance. Like, you might start to see things like, right now, for us to prove, like, pretend I don't know you, and you're like, this is my house. I own this house. Can you really? Well, you could prove that you own the house by opening it with the key. But to really prove that you own the house, like, it could be your mom's house, it could be something's house. I don't really know. But it could get to a point that if there's things tied to real world assets to the blockchain, you could essentially maybe one day be like, well, this is the deed. Like, your house could be tokenized on the blockchain. There'll be only one of that. You can you can't dispute it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's there. That makes sense.
And it's
this
public
is like
too, right?
projection, like what is possible or what could be possible.
Yeah.
It could change the way how we buy things, like real world.
Damn, lag.
The internet, the higher ups don't want you to let off all this knowledge.
Pretty decent money for this kind of stuff.
You lagged out for a bit there, bro.
Oh shit! Sorry, guys.
And that
I'm
was
sold, man.
another
I'm sold,
episode
bro.
of NFTs with Nats Blazing.
I'm gonna check out the Upland thing later on.
NFTs
Yeah,
blazing.
It's good because it makes it's not fun, bro. Like, I'll show people and it's like, it's kind of shit. Like, literally, there's nothing you can do on it. You just, this little token, you can buy a few things, and then that's about it. It gives you a bit of like this, whatever the token it is, every 3 hours you get paid or whatever. But you see these things like that are happening. And there's a bunch of these dApps. There's that Earth 2, which is very difficult to enter now because everyone that's bought in has poured thousands of dollars. There's no chance you're going to get land. But a lot of these projects are opening for different things.
I want to buy Ralph's childhood home.
And it's fun, man. Yeah.
Hey man, that's
gonna be worth something when you hit
worth a
20K
lot, man.
followers.
Like, you know, because it's the Round Circle house, it's the cheat coder's house, it's been everything, man.
Yeah, that's true.
I reckon if there was some land in the virtual world that you'd need to buy, it's definitely my childhood home.
Damn.
That's
You
where
never know,
success has
Get
been
in,
born,
get in
bro.
early, get in early
Get in
now.
early.
But I think it's not
Well,
to
you
have
can
that
get it for
attitude of
$3.
like get in early,
Hey.
buy all this. You kind of just have to look at it, like take a step back and just sort of be like, learn the technology, I guess. Like why are people driven to spending more on these things? Because a lot of them you can sort of see it. Like I've bought into things. I'm like, wait a minute, I think this one's a bubble. This is a Ponzi, and it will be a bubble because it's like, you know, crypto's a bubble already. It's a great thing to look at. It's one thing to sort of keep in mind. A lot of people like to say they invest in Bitcoin, and I think that's really bad because Bitcoin isn't something you invest in. Like it's almost saying like I invest in US dollars. Like you don't really say you're investing in a currency. That's a difference between a currency and investment.
Yeah.
Investment, you're obviously putting something into it. You think it's going to be worth something more. It gives you a yield, whatnot. You're not going to invest money into money. Currency is, I believe Bitcoin will be a currency. Like it'll be traded one day. You're probably going to see it rise even more than what it is. But no doubt, I think it's going to stabilize one day because there's no use for it. What's the point if someone wins the game and owns all the Bitcoin? Who's going to want to buy it though? Like what's the use of it? If that makes sense. It's not like gold, where at least there's a use. You know, they like to compare it to digital gold because it's a store of value. Whereas at least with gold, there's actually a use. There's only so much of it. And when it's gone, like whatever you have left, that's what you have left to make whatever from it. That's what's going to give its value. Bitcoin, though, there's actually no use case behind it other than a store of value. So it's only ever going to be a currency. You buy Bitcoin to sell Bitcoin. You don't buy it to hold it forever and thinking it's going to be worth whatever it is forever. You're holding it because you're going to sell it for more to someone else. That's a Ponzi scheme, basically. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Or if you're bold enough, just trade the like the stock changes in Bitcoin.
That's
Like
essentially
the
what-
movement of Bitcoin. Just trade on that because that you know that's the Bitcoin is really volatile.
People do that because not Bitcoin, but that's practically crypto. It's hard to do because you can't predict it. You're gambling basically if you're trying to do that. So I think the main thing is if you're going to invest in this stuff, it's more so look at the technology. Don't look at the price. Don't be all like, oh my God, this is a new, because anything that generates hype, it's usually like, okay. And I'm not saying you're not going to make money. People make millions from those like random guesses, but you got lucky. That's all it is. Because as big as those, you know, the people that cash out, there's people on the other side that are actually getting done. And you're not going to hear their stories, the ones that lost, whatever it is. The moment they sell and then it goes down, the people that bought, you don't hear their story of how they lost thousands of whatever dollars it is. So it's more look what's being built on these things. And
think of the possibilities.
Understand the technology where it could go.
Think of the possibilities.
That makes sense.
Welcome back, bro.
100%.
That wasn't too bad. I usually go on a real big.
I know.
No, that's good,
but,
though, because that's really
good. It was
informative as well.
Yeah, because like this is stuff that
It wasn't as
is
explained
really.
as I wanted to, but like.
Oh, but you know,
no,
like,
you do that really well.
to get into a
It's
detail,
hard.
we're gonna have to have another 3 hours. But
Yeah.
I think you touched the pretty much the basics and the entry point of people's knowledge in terms of NFTs and this whole new world that we're adapting to. And that's why I wanted to have this conversation of Earth 2, because that will lead to this conversation that you just had.
Do you have questions about it? Because like I know like it's hard to just say it, but I think a lot of the things is like a lot of typical questions. It almost comes to understanding. So it's sort of more like if you guys like had questions about like what I don't get it though, what's this? Like,
if I do have questions, I would rather have it like in a personal space rather than on a podcast.
Yeah.
Because like I know that, you know, like at the same time we've got to create some content and turn them into NFTs, if you know what I mean. So like, so like let's go. If there's anything else that we need to talk about before we head to the cheat code stash. So I want to end on a really nice note rather than just on a what you call it.
What's this about Queensland potentially getting the 2032 Olympics?
So all I read is that everywhere is fucked except for Australia. So let's put the Olympics there.
Is that why?
That's what I read. When I heard on the news that potentially like Queensland has a shot of getting the 2032 Olympics, all I heard was like everywhere else, like COVID restrictions, lockdowns. It's going crazy, but in Australia, it seems to be the safe haven of everything. So that's what I read. But essentially, the news is that it's been said that Australia has a real good shot of having the Olympics again.
So we're bidding for Queensland.
Yeah, so Queensland is
where like Brisbane.
I don't know the rules if we can't do like Sydney again. I'm pretty sure if there's some rules that say that you can't have the same city to host the Olympics.
I mean, we have all of the infrastructure already, right? For the Olympic events.
Marketing thing though, I reckon it'd be good to get Brisbane on the map.
Yeah,
because Melbourne's already had the.
They got to win something because state origin.
It's their turn. You know? It'll be good, like in the sense, like because essentially that's what you're doing, right? When you bid for the Olympics, try to get as many tourists into your city, get them to spend money. So yeah, I don't know if like I wouldn't say they need it, but it'd be good for them to have it.
Good. At the end of the day, Olympics is a great way to market yourself as a tourism country. And especially, I think now everyone's thinking different about it because of this whole COVID situation. Like you can't really travel anyway. So like, what can you do? So, but I think us being what we have gone through in COVID has really lifted up our chances of getting the Olympics.
Well done, Australia. Well done.
Because like,
nice.
To be real, like we have had a good COVID run. Like we've had our ups and downs. Like Melbourne's been like crazy, but Sydney, Queensland, like not much noise has been happening.
I mean, there was the barbecue man, but
if the barbecue man is your top story of the whole COVID situation, I think we're in a good place. And that has boosted our chances for the Olympics. Like,
shout outs to the barbecue man, by the way.
I hope he had his barbecue.
I really hope you had a really good party after your little quarantine issue. But yeah, man, like congratulations. Like hopefully, I do think that we have a good shot of hosting the
Queensland
Olympics.
2032. Let's go.
Yeah.
Would you go?
Yeah.
Would you go up to go watch the Olympics?
I'd drive up there, bro.
I'll probably be back there by then, to be honest. 2030. That's like
2032, yeah.
What is it now? 2021. It's like 10 years.
10 years from 10 years time. Yeah, man. And I think I think we might have a Jollibee by then. What do you think? do you think we're gonna have the Olympics again first, or are we gonna have Jollibee first?
Nah, we'll have the Olympics first, man.
Oh, you reckon? I reckon we'll have Jollibee beforehand.
Bro, I typed in Jollibee because I had this like I saw something saying that it's in Melbourne. I'm like ever since 2018 or something like that, and I was like lies. And then I looked at it. Then I looked into my phone, typed in Jollibee Melbourne, and they had an exact street on it, a street name on it. But then it ended up being some fake Jollibee stuff thing. I was like,
it was like some dude named Melvin that works at Jollibee.
But you know, it's come to a point
Some
that
Filipino guy
now that we're having
spaghetti.
these fake conspiracy theories. That's how much we want Jollibee in Australia. We have these conspiracy theories of
Jollibee's got a special place in my heart. It's in between my heart and my jumper.
He's wearing a Jollibee shirt.
I'm wearing a Jollibee shirt.
You have to flex it now.
Not only is he wearing a Sinigang jumper,
let's represent.
He's also wearing a Jollibee shirt.
Dude, where'd you get the shirt though? That's cool. I want no shirt. Oh, dude, that looks cool.
There you go, Jollibee shirts. and that's
want
the
a
closest thing you'll get
Shout outs
Yeah.
if you
to getting a
if you,
Jollibee in Australia.
If you want any like Sinigang hoodies, hit up C Garcia. Or if you want the Jollibee shirts, hit up C Garcia.
I'm
Bro, did you
curious.
make that?
I'll send you an NFT instead of a hoodie.
Why don't you send a dick pic? Make that into an NFT.
Bro,
That's
my
an
dick pic's
NFT.
going to be
Hey,
worth
bro.
millions.
Make like a
No. You know whose dick pic's more valuable? It's Don's.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it's finite.
It's super finite.
like-
It doesn't exist at all. It hasn't sent it to anyone.
He's been trading
It's
that
super
shit.
valuable.
It's on a Polaroid. It's not an actual Polaroid. It's not
You know,
like
talk about bitcoins. The dick pic of Don.
Oh
Bitcoin.
Dick coin.
Dick coin.
Oh, man. His dick is decentralized. Oh, fucking hell.
I just wanted to do a quick note, because I'm getting really hungry. I want to know what's your top three. What's your top three Filipino foods? Let's do it.
Sinigang for sure.
Sinigang is up there.
Really?
Sinigang
Let's
for
let's
sure,
make a
bro.
consistent.
Top-
If we had to make a cheat coders top three and we have to agree on it, like let's make the list right now. So what's on the top?
Kare for me, bro.
Yeah.
I can eat that. Like, I can live off
I'm
that
saying
alone.
sinigang. Sinigang
Really?
on
saying
top.
Sinigang.
So Sinigang
I think
and
Sinigang's
kare-kare?
on top, though. We have a
Kare-kare?
unanimous. Everyone likes Sinigang.
Yeah. No. Oh, adobo, chicken adobo, bro.
I know it's a
That's
staple,
close
but
second for
like
me.
it's. I'll put it third.
I do like kare-kare as well. Like those are the three. Those are the three that I like.
Okay,
I mean,
my
there's
top
so many-
three.
so many more.
My top three would be sinigang, menudo,
Oh,
Nah.
and then
No, yeah, I know. Hey,
and
It is a bit
then
like it's alright.
and then
It's like if it's there, it's there.
adobo.
how come none of us have said lechon kawali? Is that just like?
I was gonna say that lechon and pata, crispy pata.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I like
I
that.
couldn't. I'm trying to think of something that I would be like if I was to eat just one filler dish.
It'd be sinigang.
Like I wouldn't be having lechon on the daily, but
Bro.
I
Oh,
could
it'd be
do
sinigang for me.
kare
It was all
on
the
every
time.
day.
Yeah.
Your mouth's saying no, but your jumper
Oh yeah,
saying
my bad.
yes.
Bro,
I need a swivel with the mic. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think sinigang. I think okay, cool. I think in consensus of this room right here, we're saying the number one food of the Philippines is
Sinigang.
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 I mean,
I'm the one saying no, but I'm wearing the bloody hoodie, bro. I need a kare hoodie, bro. Armand, hit me up.
Everyone be like, where did you get your care jumper from? I love it.
Care.
Care. I work for a place called I Care too, bro. So
I care.
I care.
I care.
Yeah,
You
man.
know that.
Nice.
Love it.
Because we care.
All right, so this has been a really mind bending episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. My brain is exhausted.
You spoke
wasn't
the
even
most
on-
that you ever spoke on the podcast.
Yeah.
And that's when
You went to another dimension, bro.
Yeah. You literally went to another dimension.
I spoke the most and didn't make sense at all.
No, you made a lot of sense to me.
was good.
I'm
It was
basically
good.
trying to like explain my DMT trip. It's so hard.
I was
bro.
gonna say this has been a mind bending episode, and I wasn't even high.
Yeah.
The biggest takeaway I got is he's never taken a dick pic in his life.
Yeah, hard, man.
Yeah.
All of the things that we've talked about,
We had different dimensions. We had NFTs and the whole crypto world and all that stuff. But
all
this
of-
guy not sending a dick pic, man.
all of the girls that I've dated can confirm. I've never sent a dick pic.
All right, let's call both of
Good
them.
dick videos. This is one of there's Don doing stuff.
another level.
No, you should make
That's
a list
why,
of
'cause he does
Don not
videos.
doing stuff.
How about have
Taking
you
dick
filmed your dick?
No, I've never filmed my dick.
Y'all never made a video?
No,
You never made a video?
Man.
Man,
Sorry, guys.
why do you think I'm a videographer? I can perfect this shit.
Do you want me to?
Not for you. What the hell?
I'd be like, hey, Raf, I need your help on a project. I need you to film me
Hey,
and my penis,
bro, if the price is
That'd be
right, bro, if the price is right, I would.
That's like an
I am a
insane setup,
businessman,
too.
Oh man.
bro.
Wrap up the massive tripod with
Yeah,
the
bro.
umbrella lights.
Yeah, man, it'll be good. I'll put in slow mo, put your music over it, your music video,
4K.
4K. It'll be streamed. We get Moa back there
God,
with his
it's 4K.
tripod, and you know, a lot of people in the room. And
That's definitely
action.
decentralized.
He has some new lighting as well. If he's
yeah,
noticed,
it's changing colors too. These lights, Godox lights, they're kind of like the nanolights, but better. They have this feature where it goes with the music. So if you want like, if you want the action to be going with the lights as well, man,
strobe light.
woo! Shout outs to sex tapes, I guess. But shout outs to everyone out there that's gone through this episode and actually took some stuff out of it, because like we were speaking some shit, man, whether it be the next dimension or some other world, and or whether it be the
NFTs.
crypto world, because like these are the stuff that are really things that we need to know.